first. Adverts started for 90 seconds. Adverts have ended.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome on in. Hello, 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 hello. Good to see everybody. How's your Wednesday been doing? Don, good evening. Alchemist, Outreamer, Beef Supreme. Welcome on in, everyone. Geth, hello. Good to see everyone. Suppose time you can see me. There we go. Hello. I'm going to miss the next stream, so I'll lose my streak. I know it. Are they still doing that thing where you can catch up if you like watch one of the videos or something? I can't remember. Still think that's the thing, isn't it? Boogar AU, good morning to you. How are you? I'm at 34 now, so cool. Yeah, I'm going to try and keep it going.
Warp drive active.
Right, we're going to go off and do some... I don't know what we're going to do. I'm going to do a bit of a mix of stuff in ISEC today, I think. What's everybody else up to in here today? Ow. I keep forgetting to put a bloody EM drone in. I lost one. I'm one short. Keep forgetting to add it. Realist Cathene, welcome on in. Paladin, one of your favourite ships? It is one. I think it's my favourite Marauder.
Warp drive active.
I like them all, but I think it's my favourite. Use others to help with the track. Fair enough. ADM fleets. Nice. You just finished the winter reward track for Winter Nexus and got 75 plex. Also very cool. We managed to finish it on our two main tunes over the last couple of days. Tuesday and Wednesday we finished with the two mains. We've still got our nullsec tune to go, but we can do that Thursday and Friday this week. I'm not going to bother salvaging these. Just going to get in there, blow some stuff up. You know the deal. Shred the ships. I'm going to go for microwave in the middle. No, not microwave, standard. Don't quite have the range. Standard is better.
Dude, mate, what do you want to do tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
The Pinky and the Brain.
Hello, Toffle. Good evening, Mr. Toffle. Exclamation mark play to get into the early bird giveaway. We shall be doing a giveaway nice and early on. Marbles. Get yourselves in for that. Faisal, hello. Well, there is another battleship that turns up. Maybe we will not. Did I leave everything in it? Yeah, it's only half full, it's fine. Where are we? Okay.
Warp drive active.
I did a quick daily yesterday to do the track, and we got a custom nav hybrid link. Best Zora implant. Like, yeah. Mr. D! Hello, holy shitballs to you too.
Dangerous_D666 rated with 37 viewers.
Thank you very much for letting me know, Brian. Mr. D, Beju's Lava, Red Wolf, Lord Deathraven, Eggshell, Ilmarati, Risti, Whooping Wombat, Mr. D, good evening. IP freely, yes, I'm sure. Have you seen that clip as well? I do clips on TikTok and Insta and YouTube now. I'm doing social media rings. How is your stream, Mr. D? How are you doing? How's it? It's good to see you back. I'm glad Mrs. D is feeling much better now. Well, at least better enough so you can get back to streaming again. That is good for both of you. And it's great to see you back.
Warp drive active.
Back tomorrow as well. Excellent. You have your guest CCP stream soon as well. Do you not? That you great. Well, I'm very appreciative of that. That's definite. Tomorrow, it is your CCP stream tomorrow. Fantastic. Everybody go follow Mr. D. And tomorrow, make sure you are watching this official CCP stream, because it will feature the very own Alliance Commander, Operation Commander, Mr. Dangerous DC66. So please make sure you do that and give it all your supports. Please, please, pretty please, with cherries on top. What are we up to this morning? We're up to a lot of different things today. I don't really have a plan for today, so I'm just going to be here doing stuff and see where the night takes us.
Exclamation mark play Smeg head.
Yes, thank you, Zaletra. That's a very good point. Good evening, Darkslider. Evening. More missions for you? Fair enough. Fair dues. We've started with a mission because there was a daily mission. All the storms are too far away. Where we are now. Like, they've drifted away. 11 jumps, 15 jumps, 14 jumps, 11 jumps.
That's the sound of the police.
11, 16. Yeah, it's not easy to get to any of the storms now.
Yes, indeed.
So I'm not going to bother trying to chase them down. The robot's talking to her, I guess. Hello, Zalatra. Thank you very much. Welcome on in. Good to see you. Zindonus, hello. Exclamation mark play for all of you lovely raiders. Come on in, come on down, try and win some monies. Well, ships and some monies. I sold a few bits on the market yesterday, so I'm back up to nearly 900 million. So I've got more money for prizes. I believe this is the one that spawns the battleship later on. So I'm just waiting here. Also, guess who slipped his arse over on the ice this morning on the way to the office? Happily walking along. Thinking I was being clever. I'll miss that bit of ice on those paving slabs over there, and I'll take this tarmac. So I landed on my wrist, and caught myself. But I landed on my hands, and this wrist is hurting quite a bit. So we're going to see what that happens over the next couple of days. It's slightly swollen. It's not too bad. I don't want to be like putting too much pressure on it or anything, but I should be, I'm fairly fine. So we'll see what comes of that. It'll have to come off, yes. To remove the arm from the shoulder down. There's nothing else that could be done. The whole arm needs to go at this point. The exclamation mark play, get yourselves in there. Everybody, come on. You came off your bike this morning in A&E. Stoffel, you were right. A&E. That's more than just a small thing. Holy moly. Okay, the slave has turned up now. Smashed your face up. Ouch. Stitches? Kazaban, welcome on in. Exclamation smart play, get yourselves in. My word, I hope you're alright. That's not fun. Lovely cut across the bridge of your nose. I'm afraid you're going to have to take the rest of the week off work. I can't possibly go in as injured as that. You're going to have to take the rest of the week off work and recover. Didn't break it and no concussion, but so sore. I'm not surprised. Ouch. Lady in my office came off the work, but off her bike as well. But the worst thing that happened was just the train slipped off her bike, so she couldn't pedal it and couldn't get it back on because it was like 7 o'clock in the morning and she had no light. I couldn't see her put it back on again. But she didn't injure herself like you, so I'm glad you're not. I'm glad it's not anything worse. Let's put it that way. Did the helmet survive, or do you need to go buy a new helmet? I mean, they recommend that you it's like baby car seats. If the car's in an accident, you can just write the car seat off and the insurance will pay for it, because they just completely recommend that you just don't use it. So I think it might be. I think it's slightly similar with like crash helmets and stuff like that. Like, you don't know if there's like a hairline fracture you can't see inside the helmet, so you just go, right, we're just going to write this off now and be done with it. Well, I'm glad you're okay, Stoffel. That's the main thing. That would suck. What a good start to 2026. Ritsuya, welcome on in. Alandar, hello. Exclamation mark play. You all know the deal at this point. Get yourselves into the early bird marbles giveaway. After the first advert break is finished, we do the draw.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Kempfin, welcome on in. Nibas, hello. Mazzoloni, welcome. I need to have a look at it and see if I need to replace it. The bike and helmet still work because I got left. Still at work because you got left home. Ouch. Adrenaline, probably, mate. That's how you made it to work. After something like that, coming off your bike, you're all hyped up on hormones and adrenaline and everything, and you're just there. Right.
Warp drive active.
I think we're going to continue to do some missions today. We had a lucky day yesterday. I was doing the missions for the dailies, and we picked up a custom nav hyperlink worth 122 million ISK. So that's going to help.
Warp drive active.
Neragel, welcome on in. Welcome on in. Good to see you coming in. We'll be in Nullsec tomorrow afternoon and Friday. So we'll try and finish the track on my Nullsec tune in those couple of days. Beck Julian, hello. But for today, I think we can, having been in the office and not been in the worst crash. I'll stop that. Prize goes to Stoffel. But having been slightly injured myself, ever so slightly injured myself, I'm not feeling amazing.
Warp drive active. Autopilot engaged.
Like I say, it's not too bad. It's slightly, ever so slightly swollen, but not even barely noticeable. And it hurt a hell of a lot more earlier than it does now. It's definitely calmed down a bit now.
Warp drive
Hey, Dasselhoff. Welcome on in. I didn't fuck anything. That's complete and utter rumours. I slipped over on the ice this morning on the way to work. I was trying to avoid one patch of ice and then hit another one and just went... And I hurt my wrist. So, because I landed. And then Stoffel, apparently, Stoffel was just saying that he came off his bike this morning and ended up in A&E. So, yes. He definitely had it worse than me, that's for sure.
docking permission requested. Docking request accepted. Autopilot disabled.
We are live over on YouTube and Kick as well. So please take the opportunity to go and see us over there. Yes, so Stoffel ended up in A&E. He's got
Permission requested.
a split nose.
Accepted. Autopilot disabled. Waypoint reached.
All of that can go, apart from that one, and there's a diamond tags out there. All can go in for me. That sounds crazy, but the trick to walking on ice is to ear an old pair of socks over your shoes. An old pair of socks over your shoes, like magic shoes for ice. Interesting. That is interesting. Socks won't fit your tires. They would have fit my shoes, though. I think we're past the worst of it now. There's still supposed to be some bad weather coming, but it's, rather than being like -6 like it was the other day, it's going to be like normal temperature. Well, I was the person in front to Tasselhoff. The two people behind me, I popped up fairly quickly and was like, "Yep, no, I didn't just fall over. I'm absolutely fine. Don't worry about me."
Adverts started for 90
And at the time, I
seconds.
didn't hurt at all. It was like more bruised pride than bruised ankle or anything. But then they were looking. They were walking extremely gingerly towards the over the same area. So I'm like, oh, okay.
Active.
If you're on a bike, zip ties around your tires every couple of inches works. Was that just for snow? Yeah, it could be 30 centimeters of snow for you tomorrow. A whole foot. I have fallen through ice more than I can count. I don't think I've ever walked in a position where, like, I've decided that actually I'm going to go over this known frozen piece of water rather than around it. But yeah, is that the daily done on our tune? Yes, he is. So I'm going to log you off for now, and we're going to continue with where we currently are. Fire technique. Welcome on in. Hold up. Smack talk. There we go. First ice I ever came across was in
Adverts
Jackson
have
Hole,
ended.
Wyoming. Whole town was an ice rink. Yeah. Sounds fun. Right, adverts have ended. We're going to go and head to the mission. I know what this mission's like, so we're fairly safe. Oh, oh.
Active.
Actually going to remove
Drive active.
that one, and remove that one. But yeah, it's definitely a little stiff, a little sore. Although I feel guilty about complaining about it now because Stoffel's like near-death experience. What we'll do is we'll kill these guys, and then we'll do the draw. Rambo lost his pacifier. Oh, I didn't see that. And I was lurking in his stream, but I didn't see that. I know his pacifier fits fairly cheaply. Did you use his pod as well? Or do you just lose the passy? To be fair, yes, he has. He has earned quite a bit from it, which is fair enough.
Warp drive active.
It was over 6 billion for the first 5 days of the year. Well, there you go. Yeah, it is relatively lucrative. I mean, I spent a little bit of time doing exactly what he's doing in his pacifier over the weekend. I spent about 4 hours doing it over the weekend. I put together nearly about $1 bill's worth of stuff from sites. I didn't get a single escalation in any of it either, not a single one. And I was doing Relic and data sites, and I put together nearly $1 billion ISK. So 4 hours worth of work at 250 million ISK an hour is pretty good going, to be fair. It's not too bad. Orange transparent burrito TB cheese balls. Good to know.
Drive active.
No, hit 24.32 AU. Woo! Let me slow down.
Don't slow down.
What am I listening to?
Bubble.
Why is there two of them?
Bubble. Bubble. Interdiction nullifier. Go, 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 go.
Drive active. You cannot cloak your ship as you are being targeted by someone.
I've just been fucking killed.
Rambo. Oh dear. Oh dear. I just died in my Algos, was kicking Serpentis and got jumped by Arista Pirates. Ouchie. Oh dear. Poor Mr. Rambo. Well, I mean, if the pod survived, most of the ISK survived. And also depending on how much he has in the cargo hold as well when he died. But I haven't been caught going to a gate yet. I've been caught leaving a gate, but I haven't been caught going to a gate. As in, not caught, but they've tried to catch me, and I just hit the interdiction nullifier and tried to warp. But it didn't look like he actually tried to hit that at all, at any point. So, I don't know. I have to review that a little bit closer. But that's unfortunate. But if the pod survived, that's most of the ISK, to be fair. I mean, the implants he's got in it are worth, like, 5.5 bill. The ship itself is only worth about 1.5. It doesn't use any, like, crazy expensive mods. He didn't realise he was decloaked. Well, that reminds me to make sure that I cloak it on every jump with that passy, for sure. Marbles, though. It is marbles, though. Marbles, though. We just had the advert break. Exclamation mark play to join in. 27 of you in so far. That's a record for an early bird. 28 with Chrissy. It is one of the standard tracks. It's off the rails. Down through the bouncing drops, through the sticks, being separated out into the 9 different channels. Each channel slightly different. You can potentially fall off here with the loops. I've seen a few marbles have a clash. Then through the squiggles into the funnel, except for the middle, the very, very central track from the top start goes down all the way to this point into that spinner. Everyone else has to go around a few more loops and bits and pieces to get there. Then everybody gets fired out to the cannon into the sticks once more, battered around a little bit, where if you are unfortunate, you can sort of fall off these areas off the side. You have to be unfortunate. And then through the little blinky balls and into the tray at the bottom. You can fall through the middle if you accidentally get a bad bounce. Up to 40 people in so far. This is definitely an early bird record. Booga EU has the local record of 1 minute 38 seconds. The world record, though, is a whole 20 seconds faster. So it'll be interesting to see if anybody does that today. Exclamation mark play. Get yourselves into the giveaway. Good evening, Saviak. Hot Calicoca. Good evening. Dread Slug. Hello. Old Style. Groden. Terrorhawk, Into the Red Mist, Drifton, 7-0, Major Defic, Heek, Biopa, hello to all of you. Welcome on in. Welcome on in. YouTube Shorts, explain this, please. You've been looking at my shorts. I mean, that's good. You need an explanation of which short is it? I like the pre-game analysis of the track, very pro streamer. It gives me 10 seconds to wait. I will have a look at that link after the stream. I will click the link in a minute. There's a marbles race going on. You know my boss. No, I've scrolled up, don't worry. Hello, Jester. Thank you for the Red Dwarf. Massey with the chicken. Massey's got a chicken egg. Chicken ball. Zalatra with his physics-defying square. Jester's got another... Everyone's starting to get little custom balls now. They're like, now we're doing more and more marbles. Everyone's like, it's custom ball time. Right. Major Defect is currently in last place, but that's a prize-winning position. Don't forget. Marbles in this race, you win. We got 41 marbles. First prize will win I spin on the wheel, 10th, 20th, 30th, 40th place finishers, if we get that high, will all win 50 million ISK, and last place will win 50 million ISK if they have won a prize already. So there are plenty of prizes to give out, regardless of how high or low you finish in the table. World record is only 10 seconds away. I don't think that's going to get achieved today. Local track record has overtaken everybody and has just bounced through the sticks. Nobody has decided that they want to come out of the spinner yet. Nibas is slowly making their way towards the cannon. There we go. Ouch. There's Bugart. There's Faisal, Zalatra, Saviak, Alandar, Kemfin, Heek, Terrorhawk, Beef Supreme, Captain Ryko, Massey, Alchemist. But Zalatra's Alchemist bounces straight off. Zalatra's the first one to try for the marble race, and he is home and dry. Zindonas has gone. 39 left in the race now. Vec has gone. Dreadslug has gone. Bit of a collision with in the little bouncy area. Beef Supreme has gone. Mage Defect has gone. Hot Calicoke has gone. Bear Juice Lava's gone. Drift Anne's gone. Down to 31 now. Jester's gone down to 30. Big Wall of Flames coming as well. Everybody else needs to get a move on, otherwise you ain't going to finish the race. Casaban's gone. It's just down to Realish Cathene who managed to finish. So Zalatra, with his gravity-defying square marble, defies the laws of physics once again to win a race. I don't even know. I don't even know. I don't even know. The second time this week you get the wheel, that's true. Oh. So one of the people that in stream their marble is their username is I urinate publicly. So that's why it says. That's why I said that. But the person who clicked it, I think it was Alatra, clicked it very well and regardless of context. So it just makes it sound like that I pee frequently. Once I get the ball in the hole, then M did. Unfortunate. Right. Prizes though go to Zalatra. Spin on the wheel. Congratulations. 10th is Faisal. 50 million ISK Faisal. 20th Exhale. 30th is and last place as well is Realist Colthene. So congratulations to all of you. You guys win 50 million ISK. But let's do Zalatra's wheel spin first, and then we can get everybody else sorted with their prizes. There we go. Fair enough. Well, it achieved what it needed to achieve then, Grizzy. But I believe Mr. Zalatra has managed to get himself a prophecy. Congratulations, sir. One prophecy coming right up. To Zelastar. Zelastar, yeah, okay. It's the same one. Jita. One prophecy. There it is. What? Sniper Ghost stream giveaway. Let's go back to the... There we go. Yes, he did, yes. And we just haven't asked last. One prophecy. All yours. There you go. Shiny. It is the little sister of the fat parrot that we were flying the other day. It's more of a drone boat. For the standard battle cruiser is more of a drone boat. This is like one of the few where its Big Brother has missile bonuses. This one has drone bonuses. 10% per level for all drone hit points and damage. So 50% if you've got max battle cruiser, and also the drones are 12.5% faster as well. So it does quite well. Nice ship. Enjoyed that. So that is first place finisher. Nobody's claimed. None of the 10th place people have claimed anything yet. Back to the marbles. 10th, Faisal. Exclamation mark IGN in chat, please, Faisal. 20th place goes to Xshale. Please, IGN in chat as well. And Realist Coltheen in-game name in chat as well, please. I'll get you all of your monies. You did. You win. Well, you won the Fat Barrett's little brother. Prophecy. They all said you could have it. I don't believe it. Don't believe it. That's crazy. Nobody. None of the places want their prizes. Come on, everybody. Faisal. Exclamation mark IGN in chat for me, please. Yeah, it does, old style. It will do. It will go up. So, if Realist Cathene, Faisal, and Xshale don't claim their prizes, it rolls up to the next lowest position. Wow. Right. Geth is there. Geth is ready. He's like, yep. I'm going to put my IGN in right now. Faisal entered the giveaway and then completely forgot. Of course you will, Captain. Pay for pretty much. I know, old style. I do know. I had noticed, but you're not wrong. Oh, Xshale. And they're so going for coffee. Exclamation mark IGN in chat, please. Unfortunately, old style's going to dip out because Xshale is actually here. But Faisal, I need your IGN. Oh, Xshale, sorry. And Realist Coltheen, I need your IGN as well. Perfectly reasonable excuse. I'm that boring that they need coffee. Faisal. Faisal.
What? Nothing. Use your ninepence. I'm not dead. Yeah. He says he's not dead. Yes, he is. I'm not.
No Faisal. So Death does steal his prize. Sion Pritchard, 50 million is coming your way. $15 mil and it's to you. Sniper Crew stream giveaway. There we go. Xshale, Xavian Shale, thank you very much. 50 million for you. Right, I need to repeat the process because we don't have a 30th place person to claim. So back to the marbles we go. Chrissy got 28th. By the way. Realistical theme. Realistical theme. You enjoy your coffee too. That's very nice. Exclamation mark IGN, please. Wait for any stream delay. Nope. Everyone gets the 60-second timer. If this gets to 0, Piopa, you're up. Nope. Piopa! It's to you. There he is. No worries. He was waiting. He already had the command typed into the chat box. He just hit enter. Yeah. Apparently it is. It's like, you want 50 million ISK? No. Absolutely fine. I can't remember who it was yesterday. It was yesterday, wasn't it? Where I tried to give away this spin on the wheel and the winner wasn't even here. Tattoo Agendas has been started! Exclamation mark join to get into that one. Make sure you got your equipment loaded, ready to go. Gotta bounce, gotta have a headache, and I want to go to bed early. No worries, Chrissy. Understood. Thank you for coming in and saying hi, though. I appreciate it. And there'll be more shorts, hopefully. There'll be more shorts and clips and bits and pieces. I'm gonna try and make... That's my New Year's resolution, to be a little bit more social media friendly. Get some exposure over in those types of areas. See you, Chrissy. Thank you very much, mate. Yeah, I'm going to try, basically going to try and make sure that we raise the profile of the stream a little bit more through social media and other bits and pieces. So there'll be a few more shorts, there'll be a few more bits and pieces. I don't just want funny moments as well. I'm going to try and clip some like educational moments too. So when I break down something for somebody's question or something along those lines, I'll try and do a short to cover that. Or a clip. But the best educational moments are funny explosions. Okay. Well, hopefully I won't get any funny explosions. But I think Rambo and I have got similar ideas about, like, some of the promotional activities that we want to do, so... Go back and clip me eating paladins. Or me going back and going straight to back out again in a paladin after losing a golem and losing the paladin. Don't do that, people. Don't rage undock. Still not. The crazy thing is, it's not nearly as bad as me losing a a marauder a week for 7 weeks in a row. Thanks to gankers. That was definitely a rough week. I do need to get back at that again. I was watching a Tempo the other night and he did like 20 minutes on why dying and just undocking the next biggest ship is never the right answer. I think I was actually watching him for that, because that sounds very familiar.
Adverts
I think I was
started for
listening to
90
that one.
seconds.
I think that was over the weekend, when he was streaming at the weekend. Yeah, he's very right though. He's very right. A rage undocking is not the answer. Right, I'm gonna let the drones finish this guy off. We're gonna jump in shortly. We'll just make sure that we've got the bits and the stuffs and the things from the other ship. There we go. You need finished yet? Come on. Okay, I think we're safe.
Adverts have ended.
Active.
Back again. That's good timing. Literally, as we turn up in the Noctis. Right. The Bastion. Handbrake off. Start heading towards the gate. Let's drag all the wrecks in. Right, should be able to go now.
Warp drive active.
Cannot do that wobble. Oh, who sticks? Well, at least I got my paladin on the deck. I left my drones behind, but at least I got the paladin on the deck. I've got the Noctis to go back towards. I knew it was too good. I just saw drones going around and went, oh, they're the salvage drones. That's fine, I don't want no drones out. But you're forgetting that I'd had put my own drones out to deal with the frigates. Annoying.
Warp drive active.
Well, like I say, at least the Noctis is out there. Oh, poor drones. They're just hanging there. But Daddy, come back. We didn't mean it. Please, Daddy. Right. Let's not forget that. We probably have to go through the pocket as well, because the site's still live. Annoyingly. Oh, we've done all the dailies. We've done the dailies. for today. So we can claim that. There we go. That should be better.
Warp drive
You've
active.
done your day these two. Day 7th of the first, and we've already done on 7. We've done all 7 days on the track. It's not bad. Right click, reconnect lost drones. Thank you. Return to base. I came back for you. I'm not a terrible drone daddy. There we go.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active.
So destination for home. You're already there. And man, I'm so glad I was done with Winter Harvest. Praxis was so slow after powering pacifiers and the Perseverance. Fair enough. If there are any streamers out there that do fancy trying Stream Adapt, feel free to click on that link in chat. If you do take it up, I'll get a referral link. That's why that's all there. If you don't want ads on your channel, that's absolutely. If you don't want like additional ads on your channel, that's absolutely fine. I get it. But just in case you're wondering why it's there. Warp in.
Warp drive active.
Automatic.
Pilot engaged.
Warp in. Automatic.
Engaged. Warp drive
Auto magic. So, I've got 251 days on this tune. I'm going to keep hold of those unallocated skill points. I don't need to do them anytime soon. I probably need to put in some of the command specialist bits in here as well. I put them in there so I could fly the put them in the list so I could fly the
docking permission requested. Docking
Sleipnir,
request
but
accepted.
we're not going to do it. We're not going to be able to get into the Sleipnir before
Requested. Docking request
the end of the
accepted.
event anyway, even if I did have some skill points to spend.
Autopilot disabled. Wait.
But it'll be ready for next time. Regardless of what else we do. So, and I do want to make sure that I've got some more of that command ship ability, which means the shield command and armored command are going to be quite important. Because I'm going to want that. Gate key gone, diamond gone. For me. You. First off, drone. Add drone. Extra acolyte. I remember I need some new acolytes at some point. There we go. You can only fit a full set of 3 sets of mediums in there. Either that or it will be take out 1 set of acolytes and put in mediums. The Paladin doesn't have the bandwidth anyway, so that's not a problem. We're not going to be able to do it that way. Worlds collide! What are we going to do worlds collide in? What are we going to do worlds collide in? Should we do it in the Vargo? do Worlds Collide in the Varga. Or actually, let's do it in the big boy. I think we go out. We can do it in the big boy. Mr. Donk, good morning. How the devil are you? Good to see you. Autonomous Donk, everybody. Probably the best tunes in Eve on stream. It plays everything from Bach to the Dead Kennedys. Yes, I pay attention. Oh, I've yet to hear Bach or the Dead Kennedys, I don't think. He says he plays those bits, but I don't think he does.
Warp drive active.
Good to see you, Mr. Donk.
Warp drive active.
Well, that's my cue. I have to remove it first. 9 AM and already 32 degrees. Lovely. But it was when I slipped my arse over on the ice this morning, it was -6. So that was fun. The happy couple are here together. All right, time for 28 dailies. Lovely. Well, at least you can do one level 4 security mission. I'd get one of them done all of the dailies. That would qualify. And then you just got to take the others out on a little fleet roam around in a circle for 3 jumps, and then back in again to the base, and you'll be fine. I'll switch to minor missions, but same principle. Yeah, that's fair enough. In which case, one of the others is to mine 2,000 stone or rock. So, could do that as well. Oh, I see. Yeah, I got you. Suspect he's cheating on me with a woman. He's going back to the closet.
Warp drive active.
What should we do? Let's go to the remote location.
Warp drive active.
I am been slowly building up my overmark balance. This tune's got 152,000. This tune, on the other hand, only has 17,000. It definitely used a lot more on my backup tune. They're all way too far away. Which group will we go to first? We'll go to this route first. Let's head towards the asteroid outpost. Put on the mystics. And the range extenders. And we'll get motoring on over there. Bum, 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 bum. The drone bay on this thing, in comparison to the drone bay on the other Marauders, is huge. Well, the other Marauders, I can only use one group of smalls, like 5, and I've only got enough room for 3 groups. This Marauder, it's got a drone bay of 250 meters cube, and you can fly a full group of mediums as well. So there's loads. It's much more of a drone boat than the others. Right, we're going to lock up and come to a stop, because we are now well within range of this group. We will start targeting the small things. This is a Barbaroga. She most certainly is. She's very cool. She's very cool. I very much enjoy flying this ship. It's completely overpowered for doing this. Like, you don't need a Barbara Rover to do this in. But it's good fun. If you're not on the ship tree, look at Trigvalian and go over to Trigvalian Marauder. So B-A-B-A-R-O-G-A. B-A-B-A-R-O-G-A. Barbara Rover. It's the brand new Trigvalian Marauder. And we were gifted this ship, I must add. I was Max Stacked gave me a very generous gift of a Barbara Rover, especially when the hulls were worth about 12 billion at that point. They were not cheap. And then they've only come down to about 8 billion. They're still not a lot cheaper. This thing will kill this thing will kill everything from rats to bloody stations. Oh, they're 5.8, are they? It might be the fit that I've got, make it worth crazy money. But if we get Eve Partner, there is one of these on the golden wheel, which somebody can win. Finally donated as well. But you can win one of these. Dibs. But yes, you can win one of these. You don't have to get it from Jita to wherever you live, but you can win one. But I took this one. I got a to do the dailies yesterday. I pulled a damsel in distress, and this is great for doing the damsel in distress part because that station just disappears. This is the one where I've got abyssal mods rolled on it. I've got three abyssal entropic radiation sinks on here. Abyssal rolled ones. $6.8 bill in a MAR. It would probably, for me it would be. Well, actually, generally, it would probably get easier to get one out. Although, make sure if you were to move one of these out of a MAR, you would, or any trade hub, I would strongly recommend making sure that you've got insta undocks and everything set up properly. To be fair though, Red Frog, was it Black Frog? No, it was Purple Frog, wasn't it? We used but part of the Red Frog group wasn't nearly as expensive as I thought it was getting this ship from Jita all the way over to our home station. That was definitely good money right there. Right, we're going to move this ship now to here. We're probably safe to bring in the Noctis. Yeah, it's a pretty nice ship. If I got one of the storyline reactive armor hardeners, I'd put it on this ship. For sure. If I got purple modules, I'd put them on this ship as well. Probably means I would never undock it, but I'd definitely put it on this ship. You gonna undock that? Yeah. Well, good, thanks. 125 kilometer activation range. Okay. So we're gonna need you to be about here. Before you activate your drones. That activates your stuffs. Slap the anchors on. Handbrake! Pull the handbrake. Insta stop. The storyline reactive is worth more than the hull. You know. Obviously not very easy to get then. But what would you have to do to, which mission do you have to do that and get that mission? It's crazy. I find it pretty hard to imagine a situation where I get an officer mod and just don't sell it. It's probably, oh, yeah, it's true. Most of them are worth over $1 billion each. On contract. Nobody sells them. Nobody just sells them on the market, because at least with the contract, you pay what, you pay 10,000 to put a contract up. To put a module that's worth $1 billion, you know, to put a single module that's worth over $1 billion on the market, the listing fees on its own are just crazy. You could do what Mr. Unlucky did and just abyssal roll it. Jesus. When you got more money than you got more ISK than anything. That's absolutely nuts. It bricked it as well. It wasn't a good roll. Oh dear. Not only do you just have to be extremely fortuitous to actually get one of those things in the first place, you then brick it by rolling a terrible abyssal on it. Strategos modified siege module 2 on market due to 14 billion. Watch live as I buy one and brick it for the views. I mean, if you've got trillions of ISK, just liquid ISK sitting in your account, $1 billion is change, but I am definitely not at that stage to be able to turn around and go, oh, I've got so much that I'm gonna just do that. Absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts. Right, so we're out in the clone. All the wrecks actually are in range, so we should be able to pull everything by itself. Ooh, somebody got something nice. Somebody got a hat. You looted it, didn't buy it, but the result was the same. Get purple Bastion module. There's no variations of the Bastion module. It's only the Siege module. Rapid heavy missile launchers are not affected by Bastion modules. Just so you know. Doesn't say anything about rapid lights. Technically, you can put rapid lights on there. What? I don't know why you would. It just seems like a terrible, terrible idea.
Warp drive active.
You go through all your ammo in 25 seconds, and it takes you 35 seconds to reload it.
Ads started for 90 seconds.
Right, we're on deck. Got the Bastion mode on. I've got occult ammo in, and I've got the. Oh, sorry, the Tetrion. I think I'm going to put Tetrion. That's the disintegrator. Significantly reduced range, but better tracking. Be interesting. Can I get the blood spy? Angular is down to 1.06.
Adverts have ended.
May not be enough though. Have I got any nice decent boosters that I'm not using? Oh, there you go. I hit him anyway. Energy turret tracking speed, energy turret damage, capacitor recharge, module hit damage after burn. Energy turret damage, module hit damage, capacitor recharge, afterburn speed. Leroy! And energy turrets. Energy turret, energy turret, energy turret, energy turrets.
Hello there.
Hello there. John Doe! Good evening! How the devil are you? There we go, got him again that time. Put a cult now. We can put a cult back on again now. How are we doing, Mr. Joe? Or Mr. John Doe? Good, you good, you good? Happy New Year to you. Good to see you again. We are doing some missions. Just bog standard missions today. In Eve. The usual bits and pieces. I wasn't entirely sure what I wanted to do, but I think we've just settled on missions. If I get a bit bored of missions and we're not putting anything interesting, then I'll switch on over to Combat Explo. So I'll stick with the missions for now. Multi-boxing? Yes, we are multi-boxing. Yeah. We have a fun... We've got a new PC in the middle of last year, thanks to everybody's stream, everybody watching and donations and all the other bits and pieces. We're very lucky to actually get hold of raise enough money for a new PC. So we're now streaming in 1080p. I can multi-box. I turned all the graphics up to maximum. So yeah, it's lovely now. I'm very happy. Corridor, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome on in. But all made possible by people donating to the stream. Massive levels of stream giveaways and stuff like that. I mean, I think we had one stream where we had 183 donated subs, and we're level 15 hype train, level 14, 15 hype train, which was crazy. That definitely helped. I mean, the prize, I was dangling the prize that if everybody got to a level, if people got to a level 10 hype train, I'd give away a Marshall, which I did, but it just carried on going past level 10 all the way up to level 14, which was just nuts. There were so many subs that the sub alert just broke. Like the bot just went, you know what? I'm not calling all of these out. I give up, and that was the end of it. It did. It just turned around and just went, nah, it's not that. Can't be asked. But yes, that was a particularly intensive stream. But we've had some really good ones this week as well. Some really nice numbers. People have been very generous with their New Year monies. Especially as January is like the longest time. Like between December's payday and January payday seems to be about 3 months, for whatever reason. The full tracking range back on again. Some of these battleships are getting out to the edge of the entropic disintegrators range, and you go out of optimal range and the entropic disintegrator just stops. It doesn't continue to fire. There's no fall off on the entropic disintegrators. As soon as you go past optimal, it just stops dead, and you lose all of your spool up damage. So make sure that you don't do that if you're flying one of these ships. Is that the one where I got broke? Yes, Cepheus just broke me. I did manage. I was very fortuitous that he was there at Eve London, and I got to thank him in person for that. And I made sure I did thank him in person for that. I mean, there were a lot of other generous people in that sub as well. They gave lots of other bits and pieces, but I think he was just 180 of them, 175 of them on his own. Which was crazy. Alright, Bastion, debasting. How you getting on? You still got you're the poor little pack rat is still trying to go on its Todd. But we'll try and get out. But we'll get out of this pocket into the next one. No real rush, we can sort of take our time and gently move across. We want to capture all the wrecks if we can. They are pretty good. Still not going to use the consortium then. I am tempted. It does seem a little bit... It does seem to be a little bit sad not having it and not using it. I mean, yes, it's a hell of a lot cheaper than this ship is, but I don't know. You can make these consortium, the consortium tractor beams you can't make. The consortium MTUs you can't make. There's only a limited number of them. I think that's what's stopping me. They're like, it's like an Alliance AT ship. There's only a certain number. If it blows up, that's it. To a certain degree, it's like the Perseverance as well. Like, there's only a certain number of blueprints. Even if all the EVE Online players that have had any sort of active account at any point during Winter Nexus all managed to get the Perseverance blueprint, and all of those ships got made, and none of those blueprints sat anywhere, there'd still be a finite number of them. So, yeah. Mother Quokka! Good to see you. Can you trust yourself not to warp off and leave it? Well, I've already warped off and left drones today, so no, I can't. I don't trust myself at all. Wait, am I a former worthless Care Bear? I am currently a Care Bear. Literally in Care Bears Alliance. But I'm also in Nullsec as well. So I am a man of at least two faces. I was about to say many, but at least two. I'm sorry to hear that. But I live off stream and at least one stream a week or 2 streams a week in Null as well. Just to mix it up and show all different aspects of EVE Online life. Because that means the same group as you. So you're just as bad as me. That's fine. Bears is great. We like Bears. Bears Alliance is cool. Bear Alliance is a good place to start. It's a nice place to start your EVE Online journey. Even if you go on to different things and in different areas of space, it's a great place to start. We can teach you the basics. Oi, oi, Vasilov! You don't live off stream, no lies here. You literally think I just shut down after my stream ended. Like, switch off the stream, switch off sniper. Cool, that's it. Right, I think we're going to go through one of these gates. I'm going to go through this gate, and we'll manually do the salvaging on the other side of it, and we'll leave the MTU to do its job. Sniper is Brian. I am Brian. Bez is awesome. I love it. I'm generally US time zone, so I may not see you all that often. Well, I tend to stream until 1 o'clock in the morning Eve time. At least this time of year I do. So you'll probably be coming online roughly the time that I'm streaming. I mean, 44. Looking at the metrics, about 40% of all my viewers are US based anyway, because of the time I streamed. So it wouldn't surprise me if you'd call me. I have a lot more US viewers than I do UK viewers.
Damn it, Booger, you've revealed our shameful secret. Smeghead?
Smeghead? He still doesn't like punctuation at the end of the sentences. Smeghead? These live streamers only exist for audio entertainment. That is their entire purpose. Honestly, if I can make a living wage from streaming, I would definitely consider doing it. But I can't. I did have a little quirky calculation that I would probably need about £80 gross per stream on average to be able to be solo funded. Like, if I wanted to go full-time content creator, I'd need to get about 80 quid per stream on average to be able to actually make it worth it. Don't worry, Stoffel. It's fine. I have... Well, I still need... I was speaking to... well, Rambo was mentioning the other day. Like, he can't get the shout-out thing to work either. Like, getting the bot to do... not only greet streamers, but also shout them out as well automatically. And for some reason, the Lumia bot doesn't want to do it. It's something he has raised as a Lumia ambassador to try and get fixed. So hopefully, it will be an automatic thing going forward. But it'll still be something that I have to set up for each individual streamer. It doesn't take long, but it'll just be something I have to set up. The donk said you were back in the closet. Do. Right. The way that the bot works, no, you have to set up an exception for each streamer. I mean, it's literally a copy and paste exercise. So you just copy and paste. You create a duplicate of a streamer shoutout that you've already got, then change the name it's looking for to do the shout, and that's it. Doing the individual personal shoutouts, the one where you get points redeemed and give me a bit of a soundbite to give out, is probably is a little bit more difficult to do than the actual streamer shoutouts. And even then, it's not that difficult. I just need to upload the files to the computer, and then attach it to the correct alert when the correct name comes up. It's not crazy. I think you're useful Care Bears, we're worthless Care Bears. So what are we looking at? So at the moment we are doing level 4 security missions in high-sec space. So it is a set of missions that you can do. It's kind of like the career agent missions that you're doing right now, except they're repeatable. You can just keep going back to the same agent and getting more and more missions. And you go out, do a mission, come back, hand it in, ask for another one, go out, do it, hand it in, ask for another one, so on, so on, so on. So it's just like instantly repeatable, completely repeatable. They start off at level 1 and go up all the way up to level 5, although you have to go into low sec to do the level 5s, which is a horrible place we don't talk about because there's lots of nasty people out there. And we're high sec Care Bears, so we don't want to do that. It's scary. So that's the basic idea of the content that we're currently doing. You start off, level 1s are very easy to start with, and you can build up to doing, as soon as you get a good decent standing with the person that you're doing the mission, or the faction that you're doing the missions with, you can do that and do level 2s. As soon as you get a decent standing with those, you can do level 3s, then finally up to level 4s and level 5s. But again, we don't talk about those. You can get decent amount of bounty rewards for going through these missions. 20, 40 mil-isk an hour just in bounty rewards. That's before you start looking at the loot.
One shall fall.
One shall stand, one shall fall. Why do you throw away your life so recklessly? Yeah, my Megatron voice still needs work. So what we're doing as well is we've got a nice combat ship that we're doing all the exploding of stuff in, and then we're following behind in a salvage ship that is going along and looting all the wrecks, picking up all the stuff, breaking down, salvaging all of the wreckages themselves for parts, and generally sort of tidying things up and grabbing as much from each individual mission as we can do. I'm losing drones now. Come back. All is forgiven. Hey, Chaotic 15! Good evening, sir. Maori! Hello. Good to see you. Thank you very much for dropping in. Hi, hello. Brings back memories to my childhood. Why do you think I've got it in there? All my sound alerts are things that I either grew up with or love now, and they're all my own personal favourites. Every single one of them. Even the Benny Hill one. Before everybody asks. Might is going very well. And all the better for seeing you, sir. Good to have you here. Get at 15, another member of my Nullsec Corp. ADFU. Also the same member of my stream team. Or not my stream team. The stream team that I am in. Rambo. Created by Mr. Rad Rambo. Right, you keep salvaging. You done. You need to go to the damaged Heron. I got a skill video from YouTube up and another mother just trying to wrap my head around this thing as I hang out. That's fair enough. We can... I gave you a little... hopefully you saw my messages on Discord. I gave you a bit of an idea, but we can go through it. This is not like crazy intense something that I have to really, really concentrate on. I've done them enough times now that it kind of like... It's kind of one of those things I just do whilst talking to you lot. Like, you don't have to do these in Marauders. They are perfectly capable to be done in much smaller ships. But the smaller the ship you do them in, the more you have to concentrate. And you just do respond, fair enough. So yeah, that's fair enough, no problems. My summary there was right. Yeah, always make sure you've got something training. Like, my main character's training list is currently 159 days long, and that's probably the shortest it's been in the 2 years since this character's been alive. And that's still 159 days. So there should be always something in the list. Because if you're not doing something in the list, you will unfortunately lose out. You will lose skill points. Because they don't stack after you've... If you're not training anything, they don't build up in a little pile. You just lose them. I mean, it'd be cool if they did build up in a little pile. That'd be fantastic. The ones that do build up in the little pile are the ones that you get on top of the one of your daily gather. The continuous gather that's going on. So anything that's given from events and other bits and pieces is what piles up at the bottom. So if we look at my I've got 35,000 unallocated skill points from this track, but this track is 260 days long. Now I can right click and apply skill points to any one of these skills, or just press the plus skill point and apply them from the top of the list down. But I'm in no rush to get these done. I'm happy for the dailies to taking care of these. And if there's a skill that I really, really need, then I've got a little backup pile of points that I can use whenever needed. and then sometimes I'll go and use them all, and go right. Okay, I'm gonna use them all now, but then I'll start building them back up again. Requirements definitely. Oh, okay. No worries. So fair enough. So requirements definitely. Masteries is kind of a thing. I think masteries is more of a nicety than a necessity. And also masteries don't cover your fit. They only cover the actual ship itself.
Warp drive active.
Because there can be some significant variations in what modules you fit to your ship, you might need to learn extra skills on top of the mastery skills to be able to fit certain modules on your ship. So certain types of weapons, certain types of afterburner or scanner or whatever it happens to be. So yes, it is, for the most part, is like that's the best way of doing it, but it's not the be all and end all of being able to fly ships. And genuinely speaking, fitting and being able to fly a ship is an art form in itself. So don't worry if you don't get it, because there are still people that have been playing this game for years that still aren't 100% sure on how to fill a ship.
Seconds.
And I'll stop my commentary now because there's ads. Right, he's all grabbed all his bits. Go back to the MTU now.
Active.
Girls, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome on in. Well, that's not going to happen. Let's go for everything else but that one. Seriously, you're being that pedantic. There you go.
Adverts have ended.
Adverts have ended. Can I fit a ship you don't have? You can experiment with ships you don't have. You can do what is known as a simulated fit. The easiest way to see all of the ships is use the ship tree button, which should be on your Neocom, which is that menu down the left-hand side. And then, so you can say, I want to fly a Punisher, for example. Here's my Punisher. I'll right-click on it, and I can simulate the ship. That will then give you a blueprint-type ship to do, and then you can, through these modules here, which I'll move that to the middle so you can see a little clearer. There you go. Through these modules here, you can click on modules and then select what you want to add to your ship. So maybe start off with the turrets and go, right, if I look at the info for a Punisher, it tells me that it gets bonuses, it gets reduction in activation costs for smaller energy turrets. So I want to make sure it's fitted with small energy turrets. So I go to energy turrets, pulse lasers, small, and then pick one from the list, add it onto the ship. And then you build them up in the slots along those lines, and you build up your fit. Like Zalatra says, it might be a very good idea if you used something like Eve Workbench to get suggested fits, until you get a handle on how fits actually work. Because fitting in and itself is its own art form. and it's something that you need to sort of play around with and get some help from other pilots about exactly how it all works and what the do's and don'ts. The fitting window does give you some suggestions, but generally speaking, you're kind of like Eve, you're on your own in general. So, yeah. Eve leaves you on your own. It doesn't handhold you a lot. It handholds you to start off with, and then just leaves you alone to make your own mistakes. I do like a cat stable fit as well, Zeticus. The only time that I will probably not have a cat stable fit is if I am doing PvP for Fleet Ops on my Nullsec toon, because I'm not expecting that fight to last very long. If I got a fit that'll only last 3 minutes, that's probably already a minute longer than the fight itself is actually going to last. So, it's not something I worry about. Does this game encourage mixed loadouts or spamming a single gun that is boosted by the ship? It encourages, it's the single type of gun. So ideally you want to have the same gun multiple times. This is the worst ship to show you that with, but in generally, yeah, you're going to have like 4 or 5 guns that are identical, and you group them all together, they all fire at the same target. Blow up that target, move on to the next one, move on to the next one, move on to the next one. When you get more confident with the game, then you can start going, right, I'm going to split my guns into different groups and shoot different ships. But to start off with, you'll be fine just by sticking them all together and shooting the first target, then moving on to the next one, etc., etc. Down to the list. It also encourages, it's also a very good idea to make sure that you either concentrate on one type of tank. So what we talk about when tanking is your ship has shields, it has armor, and it has structure. Idea in what you're going to try and do is concentrate on repping, resisting, and generally bolstering out one of those 3. So you want to concentrate on either armor repairing or shield repairing, or in a very few cases, structure repairing. And the 9th, yeah, so you're wanting to make sure that you're bolstering one of those. It's a bit of a waste of time to put both shield repairing stuff on and armor repairing on the same ship. And that's one of the few things the fitting window does tell you not to do. Yeah, don't mix the tanks, one or the other. So, it does help you a little bit when you're looking at the ship tree, for example. It does help you a little bit. When you highlight the ship, you'll see that you get a few little symbols, and it gives you a little bit of an overview of what you should be looking at. So it's a small ship. Your Punisher is a small ship, so it's primarily fitted with small modules. It's good in combat, and has good defenses. So it's not a hit and run type of ship. It is one that's used to getting into the fight and being there in the middle of it. It uses energy turrets. It tells you again which type of turrets you use, and it's geared towards armor defense rather than shield. So there's clues in the overview to give you a bit of a steer on what type of loadout you want to be looking at. You actually got there. It's fantastic. Let's put that one up that end. Some crazy people do like the hull tank, but there's actually specific ships that are very good at doing that. But in the vast majority of cases, it's either going to be armor tank or shield tank. But enemy damage doesn't result in module loss. No, it doesn't. There's nothing. The only way that you can lose your actual modules on your ship is either if your entire ship blows up, or like they're talking about overheating, which is a sort of extra level skill that is done mostly by PvP pilots to get an advantage in the fight. You can do it in there are times where you would do it in PvE against the NPCs, but more as a last resort than an actual run-of-the-mill type of thing. Like, oh my god, my armor rep is not running fast enough. I need to overheat the module to make sure that I don't actually blow up entirely. Like, emergency panic, rather than I'm going into this fight knowing that I'm going to be overheating modules. Like you would do in a PvP fight. Like I said before, I'm not expecting the PvP fights to last very long. So I'm going in there, over-repping modules, having everything... all my guns overheated, my armor, my tank overheating, because I'm only expecting the fight to last 30 seconds to a minute, and only one of us is going to walk away from the fight. So I'm going to be the one to be in the position where I'm the one that's walking away, even if it means my modules burn out and I have to repair them. I'd still rather be the ship that flies away. Yeah, it doesn't make it. You can get away if you're the one. If you get away from a fight and you've got 1% structure left, and your shields are gone and your armor are gone, you're still alive. The ship's still there. And also, even if your ship does blow up, your pod is still there, and you can get out in your pod. And your pod is very small, quite hard to hit, and takes a little while for everybody to lock onto it. So unless there's something interfering with that, you can usually get away.
Ray, when someone asks you if you're a god, you say yes!
Yes! Captain Aramis, thank you very much for the Prime sub. That's extremely kind. I don't have any more solo than he does. Yes. You can ask me how many PvP kills I've got. Overheating is your oh crap option. Yes, very much so. Yeah, very much that. I am definitely not the best PvP person. With Battleship, you can put a frigate in it to fly away if Battleship gets destroyed. Yes, you have something called a frigate escape bay, but we're probably getting worrying about whether your battleship can get away from... Worrying about battleships for a new player is probably not the most important thing.
I think I might just put a knife in it.
that's a really
Ow!
See if it works. Oh yes, it does. Beautifully.
That was very good. That was exactly placed. Well done, Hunk. Or that we're going to alpha that sucker for fleet mechanics. Yeah, true. You just literally... but then you're going into the fight overheated. Like, you're going to go in having already pre-warmed everything and are just going to go straight into the fight with everything warmed to the max, ready to go in. But again, that's a PvP thing, not a PvE thing. At least in the early days, the likelihood is that you're going to be doing PvP for the most part. PvE for the most part. That doesn't go together. Thank you, dog. Started a hype train with the Prime sub from Captain Aramis and the Tangier bot from Mr. Dog. We've started the hype train. If we can get to level 5, we will do a raffle for 250 plex, which is about 1.2 billion ISK, if you want to convert it. So get yourselves into that if you fancy that type of, if you fancy to get into the draw. If we can get to level 5, we will do our very best to get there. So Tangier Dungeon has started as well. Get yourselves into the dungeon. !! Join. 45 seconds is the longest I can make the join command, so I can't give you any more time than that.
Lizard.
I don't know. That one makes me giggle. Right, so apparently 2 subs or 830 bits is enough to get us to a level 2. Just tell me, it's quite nice. Are you warping? Cool. As soon as this guy's warped, we'll head home with the Barbaroga.
Ting tang, walla walla bing bang. Ooh ee, ooh ah ah, ting tang, walla walla bing bang.
Thank you. That didn't work nearly quite. The stab was very much on point. Thanks, Mom. There we go. Here comes the Noctis. Ooh, somebody got something nice. 2 seconds left on the 2 minutes left on the hype train. Can we get to level 3 or level 2? I don't know. 750 bits or 2 subs. 250 plex. Don't forget if we can get to the very end.
I think I might just put a knife in it. I think that's a really good idea. See if it works. Oh yes, it does. Beautifully.
Ow. Ow. Vicious people. Stabbing me in the head.
I think I might just put a knife in it. I think that's a really good idea. See if it works. Oh yes, it does. Beautifully.
It's that woman in behind. Just basically repeating what she said. The Queen's own little cheer squad. It gets me every time I hear that. Honestly, quite disturbing. It's part of Tangier. So if you've got Tangier, it's one of the redeems in there. So it's not as even if it's mine. It's just there and exists. Mr. Twitch Boy, Faraz, welcome on in. Good to see you. So yeah, more than welcome. It's as long as you've got Tangier, then all those things are available.
I think I might just put a knife in it. I think that's a really good idea.
Oh, it's in the neck.
See if it works.
Oh.
It does. Beautifully.
Beautifully. Thank you, Stoffel.
Engaged.
I use creative, but kind of sucks. I might switch to that. That's fair enough. I mean, Dog's just going to go through every single one that's available. Unfortunately, the hype train is now over. Might be able to squeeze another one in. It's got about like an hour cooldown on it, so it's possible that we get there at the end of the stream. But thank you very much, everybody, for the bits and donations. It's very kind of you, and the subs. Don't worry, we'll still have a marbles giveaway at the end of the stream anyway. That's still going to happen. So don't worry about that.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted. Autopilot disabled. Waypoint reached.
Right, handing that mission in. Done and dusted. Infiltrated outposts is the next one. We will accept that shortly after we've finished with the bits and pieces. Right, let's help the salvage operation out at the moment. Let's go and select some of these far distant wreckages. Get them pulled in nice and close. So, these skills that I don't have, I just have to buy a book for it and then I can learn the skill. Yes. Most books are available to purchase remotely. Some books only come from drops, as in stuff that NPCs drop, so therefore you will have to go and acquire those yourself. There is a surcharge in the game, so it will cost you a little bit more to remotely inject, read the book. So it can be cheaper if you have the book in your inventory and do it that way instead. It only really matters for the really quite expensive skills. Anything over 100 million, for example. Like the surcharge, the percentage uplift to do it remotely for some of the simpler stuff is more than enough. Yes, so you'll need to go and get an Amar frigate book, and you can inject it remotely. So you should be able to select the ship skill from the list. Like I could pick if I go to Spaceship Command on this character and pick, I don't know, Galante Freighter, for example. You're missing one or more skill books for this skill and its prerequisite skill. Click on the book and it tells you what the price to inject it. Or you can then go, I'm going to go check on the market for that and see if there's in one of the nearby stations that you can access. There might be one available to buy off the market. So you can do it that way as well. It will also, if you are trying to buy a skill book, it will also try and buy all the prerequisite skills you need to learn that skill. So if, for example, I want to learn dreadnoughts, which are quite a big character class of ship, and I click on that, it's going to tell me that the skills that are actually available for remote injection are all of these ones, which is quite a long list. But it's also going to cost me 893 million ISK to be able to do that remotely. So it'll also try and give you all the prerequisites that you need to get there as well, to learn that skill. Also, if you add a skill to the queue, it'll add the prerequisites that you need. If there's a prerequisite skill, so you need to get a certain skill to level 3 to learn the skill that you want to learn, it will add those ones in first. And you won't be able to change the order around. Can't even find a damn book. Yeah, make sure that you go through the like Zalatra says, make sure you do the what they call the career agents, and look at the air career program. This bit here, it's like 4 little dots in a circle on your Neocom. You'll get some skill points just by doing that. You'll get some rewards just by doing that. You might get some skill books for just doing that. If you just want to go and blow up NPCs, then look at doing Enforcer, doing like security agents and combat and bounties and loyalty points and standings and stuff like that. Doing the 10 career agent missions would just get you further around on this track. And the further you go up, the more points you get. You can also then go back to looking at doing part of the industrialist ping, doing the career agents for the industrialist, looking at things like markets and salvages and mining and manufacturing and stuff like that, even if it's just basic stuff to start off with. The explorer, which is going around scanning for sites and doing the little hacking minigame, etc. All of that will get you skill points. Soldier of Fortune, again, do the career agents for that. That's a little bit more like tackling and stopping ships warping away and all of those bits and pieces, which the NPCs don't tend to do. But player characters, on the other hand, have free will and will quite happily do that. Okay, dog. Eyebrows to pluck, nose to wax, feet to sniff, the usual. Just don't tell Booger's other half if you're doing that. I'm sure she'd appreciate it. Maybe she likes him hairy. Then.
Adverts started for 90 seconds.
I need to go and get a drink. So yeah, I would strongly suggest doing as many of the career agent missions as you can. Ideally doing all of them. It's a good way of getting a good bunch of starting ISK to spend, a good bunch of starting skill books and ships to use. Other half, Donk is your other half. I'm not the only one that notices love is in the air. Well, something's in the air. Not entirely sure it's love or not.
Warp drive active. Autopilot engaged.
It's just the triple hat again. Booger is secretly part tribble. That's why the hat. It's actually his other half. Hat lives matter.
Adverts have ended.
Yeah, so also make sure that you're checking out for skills, making sure you check out the Magic 14. Checking out those skills, getting those skills trained up to level 3 is a good start.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
When it comes to skills as well, this is something that is quite important to notice. When it comes to skills, 5 binds. Welcome on in. There are always 5. There pretty much in all skills there are 5 levels. I don't think there's any skills that aren't 5 levels. Every skill has 5 levels in it. So level 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. If you start a skill from complete scratch and have no levels in it whatsoever, and you then train it through levels 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, all the way to the very end, it'll tell you how many skill points that would take you. So, for example, if I'm going to go Galante Hauler, I know it's going to take me 1,024,000 skill points to get from level 0 all the way up to the maximum level 5. All right, John. Thank you very much, buddy. Cheers for popping in and saying hi. I hope to see you again soon. Hope to see you streaming again soon. That would be cool. So, like I said, yes, from scratch, knowing nothing, all the way up to to maximum level 5. On this skill, it's going to take me just over 1 million skill points to do. 78% of those million skill points, so about 780,000 skill points, is just going to be level 5. Level 1 is the easiest one to train and the quickest one. Level 2 will be the next one, which will take longer. Level 3 will take longer again. Level 4 will take longer again. Level 5 is over 3/4 of the total amount of skill points from training from level 0 all the way up to level 5 completed. So, if you do a lot of skill training from levels 1 to 3 and only do level 5 if it's a prerequisite skill for something else that you want to use, that's the best way of doing the skills. Because you will waste a lot of skill points training something to level 5 and only getting a small bonus. Because you get, if it's a boost for one of the ships, like it's a stat boost, you'll notice on the ships themselves, going back to, say, your ship tree, we go back to your pacifier or your punisher, it says here Amar frigate bonuses per skill level. So if you train level 1 in Amar frigate, you will get a 10% reduction. You'll be able to use the ship and you'll get a 10% reduction in small energy turret activation and a 4% bonus to your armor resists. If you train level 2, you'll get a 20% reduction in small energy turret activation and 8% to your armor resists. Level 3, it'll be 30% and 12%. Level 4, it will be 40% and 16%, and then level 5, it will be 50% and 20% armor resist. The thing is, though, is the skill points it takes less skill points to do levels 1, 2, 3, and 4 than it takes to just do level 5 on its own. Except to do level 5, you'll only get a 10% bonus. To do levels 1, 2 to 4, you get a 40% bonus on the activation cost, for example, and the armor resists. So make sure that you're training. Don't train level 5 skills unless you absolutely have to. Like, the main thing would be to use if you wanted to use some of these level 2 frigates, which are the ones up the tree, and you're able to do so, and you were in Omega and you weren't using an Alpha clone, you need to get to level 5 to be able to fly these level 2 ships at the top here. So if you wanted to fly a Retribution, which is the level 2 version of your Punisher, you'll need to get to Amar Frigate 5. That's the only time that I would train that skill, if you absolutely have to, past, say, level 4. Level 3, early on, level 4, going further. So, unless you absolutely have to train that skill, or you're at the stage where actually there aren't many skills that you really want to train, and you kind of are starting to round out, like, get some or other skills trained to get the maximum amount, then start looking at the level 5s, for example. So another good example is to use the Navy frigates, like, oh, actually I want to use the Navy version of the Crucifier rather than the Crucifier itself, because the Navy version's got more skill points, more improvements, more hull points, and other bits and pieces, so it does a whole bunch of extra bits and pieces. Then you actually only need to be level 2 in a Mar frigate to be able to fly those. To be able to learn to fly a destroyer, you need to be level 3 in the frigate. And the same with all the others. So actually you only need to go to level 3. So as you can see here with these little cubes that are underneath the skill point here, underneath the icon, you can see that I've only trained a Mar frigate to level 3, which has allowed me to train a Mar destroyer to level 3, which allows me to train to a Mar cruiser to level 3, which allows me to train a Harbinger to a Mar battle cruiser to level 3, And now I can go out and buy the Amar Battleship skill book and learn and get that now, because I've got the skill points. I've got the levels, prerequisite levels required. I don't need to go all the way to level 5 to go up to the next size of ship. So actually, learning the skill points to be able to fly a battleship isn't all that difficult. Learning the skill points to be able to fit the battleship, that's different, because you need to learn large guns, for example, to put them onto your battleship, and other large size modules. Frigates and destroyers use small modules, small module sizes, small gun sizes. Cruisers and battle cruisers use mediums, generally speaking. Let's not go into specifics, but generally speaking, and whilst battleships use the large size. There are a few exceptions. You will see them in the description. For example, there is a battle cruiser that can use large guns. But for general purposes, that's the kind of setup that you've got. So don't waste, what I'm trying to say is don't waste your skill points training skills to level 5 where you don't need to. In fact, I would even say that level 4 maybe, especially early on, might be a level too much. Just go to level 3, and if you really want to specialize in something, then think about level 4 and then maybe level 5. And the only time that you probably really need to cover level 5 in any of the skills is if you need to get to level 5 to learn the next skill in the list. A good example of that is things like guns or specializations of ships, like these Tech 2 ships. So, for example, to use the top level of guns, you'll need to get standard to level 5, for example. So, if I'm going to show you the gunnery, to go for large pulse laser specialization, I need to get large pulse lasers to large energy turrets to level 5 before I can use the specialization. If that's something that you need, then that's why I would train to level 5. Or if you've got a bit of time and actually that's something you not have to worry about, that's okay too. But most of the time you'll see a lot of my skills are actually only at level 4 at the moment, until I'm going to go back and specialize in them later. So don't waste your skills. Yeah, you're not wasting the skill points, but if you've got a whole bunch of free skill points, like your million that you started with, plus all the daily bits and pieces that you've accumulated over time, don't waste those training a skill to level 5 if you don't absolutely have to. Right, I'm going to go and grab a drink after that babble of information, and then we're going to carry on with missions. Give me a second, I shall be right back. As far as ship classification is, it's generally just a sliding scale. The bigger, the stronger you get, but slower, or do smaller ships have their purpose aside from speedier? They do. The smaller ships do have their purposes as well as the larger ones. A small ship could orbit fast enough around a big battleship that the big battleship can't actually hit the smaller ship, whilst the smaller ship just keeps picking away at the armour. Now imagine a small fleet of small ships, when there's about 4 or 5 of them. They might be able to actually put enough damage out to destroy a battleship, whilst spinning around it too fast for it to be able to hit it. So there are ways and means. There are places for each one to do their own section of damage. But generally speaking, in a one-on-one stationary fight between a big ship and a small ship, the big ship's going to win every single time. Hi guys, welcome on in. Good to see ya. Yeah, like Hemshaw says, big guns struggle to hit small stuff, while small guns struggle to damage big stuff. And then cruisers and the others sit sort of in the middle. Like, you could easily do some of these missions that we're doing. I mean, I'm doing these missions in the top level of battleships that are available currently in the game. I could do these missions in a battle cruiser or even a cruiser. It'll take me longer because I'll do less damage, but the ship will move. I'll be able to fly that ship and do orbit the targets. And even though I'll have less armor, same number of resist, but less armor points, because I'm moving, I'll take less damage, and therefore I'll still be able to involve myself in the fight. So yeah. Right, infiltrated outposts. We're going to change ships for this one. Barbaroga's had its little day out. But we're going to go back to the Paladin for this one. Because it's drones. So drones don't like lasers. That's another thing as well. I was like, right, do I start tackling damage types as well? And the benefits and the losses of damage types as well, but that might be a bit early. Yeah, not yet. Damage types is probably is again a sort of whole thing. Just know that certain weapons do certain types of damage. There are 4 types of damage that weapons do. They do EM, or electrical damage, there's thermal damage, there's kinetic damage, and then there's explosive damage. Each type of weapon will have a different type or types of damage that it does. And the ships that you're fighting will have a different resistance to different types of damage. Ideally, picking the damage that your enemy is weakest to is the optimal strategy, but may not be a strategy that you can implement. So therefore, just doing damage still works. Nothing has 100% resistance to damage. Like, no NPC ship out there is going to be completely resistant to EM damage, and regardless of how much EM damage you do, you can't blow it up. They may have very high, but it's never 100%. The fact they exist is good enough to know. Yeah. So EM is electromagnetic. Lasers do primarily electromagnetic damage with a bit of thermal. You're talking about going into a Mars ships, so I'm going to focus my attention on that. Whereas some of the enemies that you're facing might have very good resistances to EM damage. Some of them might have terrible resistances to EM damage. Drones, which we're going to go and fight now, as NPC faction, have terrible resistance to EM damage. So me using my lasers on them is ideal. You have drone. What is it? JM Lucer, hello, welcome on and kick. Sorry, nearly missed that one. Fire it. What is an EMC drone? Do you mean there are? I think, okay, let me get this right. Are you talking about drones, the non-combat drones? Is that what you're implying? So there are combat drones, but there are electronic warfare drones as well. ECM, yeah. I think that's fine. Electronic countermeasures is what ECM stands for. There you go. So that just said it. We got a gate. Oh, we got a gate. It's fine. So it is electronic countermeasures are modules that you can fit to your ships or things that drones can do that counter your enemy in some way, shape, or form. A good one is what's known as stasis webifiers. You might see those quite frequently. They disrupt your ship, the enemy ship's propulsion, and slow them down, like they web them, so they hold them back. So that one will slow you. Those one that so you can slow your enemy down. Obviously, if your enemy is slower, your guns can track them better, and you can do more damage to them. Again, in principle. Oh, it's this one. Okay. Completely forgot which mission I was doing then. Other types of electronic countermeasures include things like warp disruptors to stop people warping away. Not very important on drones, on NPCs at all, but quite useful against other players. Things like target painters, tracking disruptors, and a whole bunch of things. Sensor dampeners. They all have their own place. They all have their own use. It is more of a complex thing than initially. I would concentrate on things like stasis webifiers. That's probably the thing that you'll use the most. Being able to slow down your enemy is rather useful. Because it definitely just makes them easier to hit in all cases and all weapon types. Yeah, so you've seen the EC. So a good thing to do is if you see something like that, like the Hornet EC, click on the little information button, and a little eye that's next to it, and then you'll get a little description, and you can go underneath. If it doesn't say anything in the description, go to the attributes and have a little look. So essentially, what the EC drone does is, you can have a little look down through here. It jams. So an ECM is electronic countermeasure. So it basically, what the Hornet does is it stops the target that the drone is shooting at, or it has a percentage chance to stop the target that the drone is shooting at from targeting anything else but the drone itself. So if your target is particularly bad at shooting at drones, like a particularly big ship, you can send your drones out there, so the only thing that the ship could target would be your drones, which means it's not targeting you, which means it can't shoot you. That's fine, Mother. And actually, genuinely, Mother Quokka, I labelled the stream as beginner friendly for this very reason. I quite like explaining the bits and pieces about how Eve works. And if there's stuff I don't know, it usually gives the opportunity for one of the stream people to jump in and also explain how it works and cover bits that I may have missed, because nobody's perfect. So yes, I think it's actually that's the main aim of the stream. That's the main content part of the stream. So please never feel guilty about doing that. If I don't have the time to answer a question because something's going terribly, terribly wrong with me flying, I just won't answer the question, and I'll let the chat pick it up. But I will try and answer the questions where I can. And please don't feel guilty about that, because that is literally what I enjoy most about streaming, is helping spread that information. Making Eve a little bit less of a learning cliff and more of a learning curve. Maybe that should be my motto. Need a wellness check. Looks like somebody electrocuted Mother Quokka at the end of that message. Like a... I see I've got that when fighting NP ships sometimes. Yes. So they're not necessarily using the drones, they may be using the modules. But yeah, some of the NPC ships do like to target lock you and make you only be able to target them. That has different what's the word I'm looking for? Has different effects on different types of ship. If you're using auto-targeting missiles, an ECM block will have absolutely no effect on you whatsoever, because you're not targeting anything. The missiles are targeting things for you. So ECM will have no effect on you whatsoever. Meanwhile, if you're using a Trigvalian ship, which only has one weapon and does more damage over time as the weapon goes through its cycles, ECM can be devastating because it could force you to change targets and therefore your damage cycle to start from scratch again and have to build back up again. Which is, if you're shooting battleships in a smaller ship, can be horrible. It's learning how those countermeasures are going to affect your ships. For example, another good example is tracking disruptors. A load of ships can come in and try and tracking disrupt you and make sure that you can't track. But if you're using missiles, tracking is entirely not your concern. So those ships are trying to jam your tracking, and actually you don't care about tracking. All you care about is your missiles doing the damage. That doesn't stop other NPCs coming along and screwing up your guidance on your missiles, but generally speaking, yeah, you're not use it to your advantage. I'm sure that will happen. Right, first bucket is done. We can get through the acceleration gate with the other ships. It's absolutely fine. No, that one I don't think somebody found that one for me to show, but that is a good one. This is the Eve Online
started for 90 seconds.
This is the Eve Online learning curve. So World of Warcraft, Lord of the Rings Online, another WoW, all those ones that have those learning curves. Eve's is more of a cliff with people dying and falling off and being crucified at the top, and something moving all the bodies. But yeah, that's the Eve learning curve, stroke learning cliff meme that you may have heard us mention in one of the previous streams. In fact, the developers CCP even put that in one of their annual FanFest demonstration talks. They reference it themselves. They are well aware of their game's learning curve and make no apologies for it. Even to the point where in the last FanFest, when they announced it and they announced how they were doing, they were like, you know what, we're not going to try and teach newer players anymore, because you guys as players do a better job of teaching newbies. So what we're going to do is we're just going to leave it to you, and we'll give you the tools to be able to train people rather than having to do it ourselves. That was literally the part of the presentation. I was fighting some NPCs, and there were two that I would hit for a bit and then make... Yeah. It's exactly that, Fyro. Exactly that. They are very annoying. I probably need to switch to a Webifier on this. I'm using a heavy stasis grappler, but it's not quite having the same effect as I'd actually wanted to. Although I have got this module down from... I've got this guy down from 13.31 angular speed down to 1 angular speed. So it's definitely a help. Send the acolytes out to deal with him. Drones. Send drones out to deal with small drones. So yeah, stasis weapon fire is probably the most common type. One of the other most annoying ones as well, and actually is actually fatal. Trust me, I found out the hard way. Even in a particularly big ship, is what's known as cap neutralization. So you can get it. So you'll hear things like cap neut or Nosferatu modules. The enemy will literally drain your capacitor, the bit in the middle of your HUD down the bottom here. If you have no capacitor, you can't use any reps. You can't. Most weapon systems are rendered useless apart from missiles. You can't use any speed boosters, etc., etc. If you're already taking damage and you're relying on that repair to see you through, you could be in a particularly bad situation. So yeah, cap neuting can be fatal, because essentially it means that you have no way of defending yourself. So it is something to be very cautious of. It's usually one of the few. It's usually, unless you've got a ship that is very resistant to cap neutralization, it's usually one of the first ships that you want to blow, enemy ships that you want to blow up. Because if your capacitor drains to 0, there are only a handful of ships that would be able to survive that. I'm looking at you, healers, and rattlesnakes, and alligators. Kaz, you picked the best one anyway. I know it was the cheapest one, but you picked the best one too. Hold on. Having a little skin conversation in my in-game channel. What about being passive shield? Is cap required for that? No, it isn't. Hence why I said healer and rattlesnake. I'm looking at you. So the only time where you can get away with cap neutralization as being a thing is a missile fit passive shield regen. That's the only time where cap neutralization isn't going to affect you. Because even with no cap, all of your passive shield regen isn't affected by cap. It's a separate power. And your missiles don't require any power to fire. So you can, and with drones out as well, you can still do max damage. The only thing that might be affected is maybe an afterburner or a micro warp drive if you have one. Otherwise than that, nothing's affected by cap neutralization or Nosferatu's modules. No, it's fine. But yeah, so for example, my Gamma Abyssal fit for Abyssal Gammas uses an afterburner, but is a passive shield fit. So requires literally no actual active shield modules, and therefore it can run with empty capacitor. You see some nice. Anyone see some nice explosions? I'm going to blow up all the structures so we can have some nice booms. Hey, Comrade Soul, welcome on in. Big bada boom. There we go. Nice booms. Right, are you done? No. Everything's out of range. What's that? You done? No.
I think I might just put a knife in it. I think that's a really good idea. See if it works. Oh, yes, it does. Beautifully.
Why is everybody dabbing me? It's so mean. Sneaky queen. Ninja queen. Upside down. Queen used uppercut. Was super effective. I'm trying to simplify it to see what skills I need, but the import-export button doesn't do anything when I click it. Do I need to unlock this ability? Yeah, like Salatra said, import-export is to... Like, you may have had a fit. Yeah, import-export is actually copying a existing fit from somewhere else, or exporting it to somewhere else. You might want to export it to clipboard, so then you can paste it and say in somebody's Discord, for example, and say, this is the fit that I used. That's what that's for. Or, again, imports, you might copy it from somebody's Discord and they would import it into the fitting window. Yeah. So if you got it for the Eve Workbench site, teeth, and you're looking at hulls and fits and stuff like that, then if I wanted to import a certain fit for this ship, for example, I could import from clipboard, but you'd have to copy it to your clipboard from your workbench, or if you got it in a file. Yeah, give me a second and I'll go and dock up and I'll sort that out. Have you got the window dragged in the right place so it does appear? Give me a second. I will get stuff sorted. I'm just want to jump out to somewhere sensible I can start salvaging. Okay. So first off you'll need to make sure that you've got a simulation as well. That wrench instead of the box. Ah, yes. Are you these two little tabs here next to the wheel? This one is stuff that is currently in your inventory, and you can pop it in and out by clicking on it. If you want to do the fitting window, you'll need to use the wrench at the top, which will give you hulls, fits, modules, and charges, and that should give you the import-export button with the drop down. If you can't see it, maybe drag your... Well, it should still work if you drag your window around. I do, Geth, yes. There you go. It should work in all of the things. Import from clipboard, simulate from clipboard. So that's the bit you'll need to be clicking on. Yeah, it might be just a spaghetti bug. unfortunately, Eve does tend to have some spaghetti legacy code that does. They are actively working on fixing it, and they're doing a good job of doing that as well. But there's still a few bits and pieces that are lingering. You left clicking or right clicking? It's left click, just so you know. Okay, cool. Just checking. I'm just trying to troubleshoot all the potential options. Spaghetti code. Spaghetti code with tomato sauce. And parmesan.
Active. Autopilot engaged.
You'll dock up. That's fine. There you go. We've got salvaging going now. So yeah. Let me go and grab it. Grab a window. Chuck it in the middle there. There we go. Now everybody can see my window. Let's go back to that one so you can see. Shrink it a bit so it goes around all the chat and stuff. Right, Eve workbench. Bum, 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 bum. So, whatever you're looking for, if you're looking for pacifier fits, for example, you go to fits at the top, look at the ships that you want, hull, pacifier, Punisher. Got pacifiers on the brain. There you go. Punisher. Making sure that you're fitting ones, double check that the ones that you're looking for alpha suitable, because you'll want ships that are alpha, that are more suitable for running, that you can run as an alpha. Anything that's Omega only is going to use stuff that you're not going to be able to use. I don't know which one you're going to pick. This one, 15 million or whatever it is. Uses small focus, yeah, uses sensible modules and stuff like that. Then copy to clipboard. EFT string copy to clipboard. Come into here, open up the fitting window, or open up the fitting management window, which is slightly different. That might work a little bit better for you. Try the fitting management window, which is it's under ship in your Neocom. It's just not the first one in the list, it's the third one in the list, fitting management. It'll bring up something like this. And then you can import from clipboard. That then imports the it's the fit for you. And then you can click at the bottom to simulate it. And that will give you the simulation of the fit directly, rather than having to go around a different way. I did the Tranquil Punish one at the top. It says Alpha, it's for Abyss. Yeah, so Abyssals are a specific type of content that you probably won't be starting with. So avoid Abyssal stuff at the start. Also, that's probably meant to be running 3 ships at a time, rather than just one. Right. Are there any Alpha salvage ships? You can put salvages out. Salvages modules themselves can be fitted to any ship. So you can fit salvager 1s to any ship, I think, can't you? There's salvages. Yeah, salvagers themselves aren't actually alpha locked. So technically you could take any hull and put a bunch of salvagers on it. That would work. You just need some top slots to put them in. Like Zoffel says, yeah, most people will use a destroyer because you can have 8 slots in a destroyer. So they'll fit Tech 1 tractor beams in 4 slots, and then Tech 1 salvages in the other 4 slots, and that'll be enough. Yeah, like Eldream says, just put a salvager on the ship that you happen to be flying with at the moment. Stiffer? Who's Stiffer? But what you can also do is you can share ships between people in chat channels inside the game. So if you want to join my in-game chat channel, we can share bits and pieces through there. Stiffer? I hardly know her. How do you turn culture correct off? No idea. But yes, there are ways and means of doing it. So like I say, joining in-game chat channels could be very useful for you. Stiffer it will be forever. Hey Face Wolf, welcome on in, good to see ya. Right, wow. That stream has gone so bloody quick. That's crazy. Skin Daddy is my favourite. Skin Rabbi. The Skin Rabbi. Shalom. Ah, Openly Colliding Masquerade is now... That wasn't too bad actually, I'll start that one. Basic breezy air. Everyone loves that that lap dancing nightclub one. I don't like it. I can barely see it. Oh my god, I found the setting to avert zoom direction. My sanity can recover now. Yeah. That's always useful. Ooh. Yeah, we'll do this one. This looks interesting. It's the last half.
Bunny equals Temu Mad Rambo Smeghead.
Temu Mad Rambo, yeah. I think that's very good. But he also did a little Temu Mad Rambo thing, and I think that that little clip is fantastic. And him with his little cheap skull bald cap and fake plastic moustache. That was really cool. But yeah. Right, exclamation mark play for all of those marble lovers. Get yourselves into the race. We will be doing some prizes and giveaways at the end in half an hour's time-ish. Just enough time to do one more mission, so we will get out there and do the mission in this one. Let's get out there. We're going to take the pally out for one last spin around the block today. Play with the balls.
Exclamation mark play Smeghead.
Yes, exclamation mark play Smeghead. Perfect. All of you better join. I want my 69th place. Only if 70th place doesn't claim their prize. Then you might win. Or you're the last finishing marble at 69th. Then you win a prize. You don't win a prize otherwise. Advice on Winter Nexus combat site? Yes. Go for it. I have a Navy Smart battleship. Navy Smart? Navy Fleet? Smart. Navy Smart. Navy. I'll take your moral virtue. Navy Amar. There we go. Also correct. Navy Amar battleship. Yes. That will be suitable. The only thing that you might struggle with is frigates. So make sure you rig it a little bit more tracking heavy than damage output heavy. Up Navy. If you use pulse lasers with at least one tracking, at least one computer and some tracking enhancers, you should be fine.
Warp drive active.
In mids. Girl Dreams autocorrect is absolutely overriding everything today. His autocorrect is just like, no, you can't say what you want to say. Tough shit. I don't care what you want to try and say. Nope, it's not happening.
Warp drive active.
Yeah, it's risky with drones because... Ooh, nice. That's very nice. Thank you very much. I just thought that was all it was. Yeah. APOC Navy? Did you say? Yeah. Let's do it this way. I don't know why. APOC Navy. Apocalypse Navy. I just think it's slightly better to use an Armageddon, but it's not really.
Warp drive active.
So definitely pulse lasers rather than beam. Which one's got the best tracking out of those two? I can't remember. I think it's dual heavies. There we go. So if you're maximing the turret tracking, you want to use the dual heavies. It'll lose a little bit of range and a little bit of damage, but it'll add that extra bit of turret tracking for you. Oh, it's you. Okay. So... you have the dual heavies. Fair enough. So yeah, whack-a-mole and dual heavies in there, no problems at all. You want to use
Advertisements started for 90 seconds.
ammo-wise, you'll want to use multi-frequency because that'll give you the best tracking. Then at least in one of the a couple of the lows, you'll want to use tracking enhancers. And mids, you want to use a tracking computer. Just say 2s for now, for argument's sake, with tracking speed strip. Then you're starting to get into the diminishing returns now, so that means you'll want to make sure that you're using electronic warfare, stasis Weber fires. If you want more range, then go for a faction Weber fire, because you'll only get 10 kilometers on a standard Tech 2, but you can get up to 15 kilometers on another one, but you'll pay through the nose for it, of course. That's 7.37 turret tracking plus the effect of the Weber fire. You could also do a stasis grappler on top of that as well. So heavy stasis grappler and double bubble them. that will help. You shouldn't need to move all that much, so you might be able to get away with not putting any
Adverts have ended.
Like going double tracking computer with double tracking speed script and do it that way instead. That might work. So yeah, always in this case, you'll, as I found out actually, this is only something recently I found out and it was explained to me. The status grappler is only effective within 1,000 meters, and then has diminishing returns as out to 11 kilometers, and then almost no fall off outside of that. So you really do want to use the stasis web of fire over a stasis grappler if you can. The stasis grappler has more range, but it's virtually not effective if you're going out. If it's out at its maximum. Yeah, so swap for a web. If you can afford a faction web, go for it. But don't. It's not like absolutely necessary. And then yeah, so you could go that extreme with the tracking. 8.82, not including the pulse lasers or the not including the effects of the web of fire and the grappler. Yeah, you can go up to I think the faction webs go up to 15. You can get a 15k web, which might be advisable because actually they do sit at just over 14k out. So a true Sanchez one would go out to 15k, for example. So you can get one, and you can afford it. Then it might be a good idea. It's not as if you're not going to use it after the event either. It'll still work. Either that, or if you're feeling really risky, you could go and excuse me. You could go and try Abyssal Rolling One. If you really, really wanted to, you could use, is it locus coordinators? No, that's the range. Ambit extensions, burst aerators, rate of fire, collision accelerators is damage output, discharge, illusion. No, closest coordinator to more range. Metastatus adjuster. Metastatus adjuster is the rig that you might want to use as well. That helps improve things even further. Again, you're now getting into crazy levels of. You start getting into 5 modules of diminishing returns. 3 is. I can't remember the numbers there. It says on Eve Uni what the numbers are, but 2 modules you'd have no diminishing returns. 3 modules you'll start getting it. 4 modules affecting the same stat will increase more, and then after about 5, it's virtually not even worth putting any more on, unless you're really super min-maxing absolutely everything. So you may want to drop like one of those and go sort of that way. But yeah, that's about as far as I go. Yeah, 3 is about as much as you bother with. That's fair enough. 15 kilometers is pretty expensive, yes. But that's about as far. That's kind of what I would go for. If you're really still struggling, then consider moving to autocannons on a Minmatar ship. Or rockets, missiles, heavy, rapid heavies, or heavy assault, torpedoes, anything along those lines. Something doesn't require tracking that can still do damage even though you. Honestly, you just go dual web. There you go. Go pure dual web. It goes straight up. Dual web of fire. Actually, what really did work for me, and if you can afford one, the Vindicator did a very good job. And that's because it gets significant bonuses to status web. So actually does really don't pull its punches when it comes to using the webifiers. Exclamation mark play, get yourselves in. Okay, fair enough. 2 webs is useful. It does stack. By in-game name, you mean Sniper's Nest, if I'm in it. Yes, that's what I do, yes. I'd say in-game name, in-game channel, in-game name, but I can see Chirotechnics in my in-game channel. So I'm going to guess that's you, Fyro. Dual web, 2 trackings. You might need to go 1 tracking and then might need to go 1 tracking computer, 2 tracking enhancers in lows, and a cap battery. In fact, the cap battery is probably required because it will also give you neutralizing resists. So the newts will be slightly less effective against you. Yeah, you need cap. But also cap resists. That's bloody useful. Don't ever forget about the cap resists that the cap batteries give you. It can make a big difference. Provides defense against energy leech and energy neutralizer effects. I think everybody misses that part of the cap battery. Yeah. Capacitor warfare resistance bonus is minus 27%. Everybody forgets that bit of the cap battery. Yeah, cap battery is pretty much essential, especially against neuters. Wait, the tutorial just overwrote my skill queue. Did it just waste all our progress on that? No. So that skill, it may have overwritten your skill queue, but any skills that you have learnt, regardless of what level you got them to, and what progress in the skill, that will be remembered. So you could go back and find that skill that you were learning, and it will still have exactly the same progress as you had before. So don't worry. Yes, exactly. It doesn't forget. There's actually only now. It used to be different, but now there's only one way that you can actually lose skill points in a skill, and it has to be a deliberate act on your part to do it. And it's not something you can do accidentally either. Well, I mean, you technically could, but you'd have to accidentally buy the skill point extractors and accidentally apply them to the wrong skill and accidentally. There's a hell of a lot of accidents, put it that way. Yeah, so that you can't. There used to be a time where if you flew a certain ship, you could lose skill points, but they did away with that. Yeah, I mean, somebody hacking your account is a hell of a lot more significant than making a mistake on your part. It was shit. Yes, it made flying those specific ships absolutely pointless. Like, why would I want to fly that specific type of ship if all I'm going to do if it blows up, I'm just going to lose skill points and lose progress on my character. I just won't fly that ship. It just made flying those ships entirely pointless.
Warp drive active.
Thank God they did away with that. And upgrading your clone as Phase Wolf. That was back in like when I started playing in 2013. Again, I'm glad that's not a thing any longer. Yeah, so literally the only way that you can do skill points these days is use a skill point extractor to extract skill points from your character, which has to be a deliberate act. Essentially, therefore, people that either want to redeploy some of those skill points in a different skill and they're not going to use it any longer, or they extract those skill points and then sell those extracted skill points on the market for decent money. And you'd have to be at the stage where you have a whole bunch of extra skill points that you're not going to use for something else. And I am not at that stage.
Warp drive active.
James PKR! Good evening, James. How the devil are you? Moderator in also many channels, James PKR. Also streamer as well. Likes to stream other content, other more niche games, which is really cool.
Warp drive active.
Hit. Slatcher. Giving a shout out to ... Damn it, Stoffel! They were last been playing whatever. Go and check them out at twitch.tv / ... Damn it, Stoffel. I have no idea who that person is. I doubt they exist, to be fair. But I honestly would much rather have a couple of mods trying to out do the shoutouts for each other than have no one doing it and have to do it myself. Also, my mods, you will have access to a very exclusive channel on Discord. I just want to make sure I've updated everybody. I will be putting a few things in there for you guys to read and check over with a little bit of assistance. So just keep an eye on that. I'm actually going to stream the City Space game on Sunday. Fantastic. Tuning in for that. Make sure you follow James PKR for some EVE content on this Sunday. Ooh. Looking forward to that. That's going to be cool.
Warp drive active.
Right, exclamation mark play though. Get yourselves into the marbles giveaway. We're coming towards the end of the stream. We're coming towards the end of this mission as well. So we will be ready to fly shortly. We're going to continue to salvage everything. But get yourselves into the marbles now. Almost very important. Full speed. One more mission. Well, this mission. I could do one more mission. Depends what it is. To do one more mission, then it's bloody like Worlds Collide again, and it takes you like an hour to do. Or Angels Extravaganza. Like, no. No. That's not happening. Nism, welcome on in. Everybody, exclamation mark play, get yourselves into the marbles. Get yourselves in to win a... Get yourselves in to win a prize. These level 4 missions, yes, they are, Gardner. It used to be my bread and butter when I was first streaming, but We're trying to offer a bit more variety and cover a few more bases these days. Because there's a lot to Eve. It's not just level 4 security missions. And burner missions. Although I haven't had a burner today. At all. It's a bit of a shame, because they're quite nice. I was about to warp out this pocket then. And I literally want to be in here with the staffs. Don't know what I was doing. Noctis power slide, yeah. Too fast, too furious. Noctis drift. Would like to learn how to run them. Excellent. I am currently running a faction in the area of space. It doesn't really matter which faction you run them in, to be fair. I would say that if you are trying to run them, try and pick a faction that is the faction that controls your local trade hub. That's going to be an interesting one. Right, so for example, in Jita, if you're near Jita, Kaldari Navy is the faction that runs Jita 4-4, the biggest trade hub in the game. The higher your faction standing, the better the taxes are on things you sell and buy in that station. So if you are going to run level 4 security missions, you get a good level amount of faction standing with that faction that you're running those missions with. What you want to do then is find a Kaldari Navy level 4 security agent in an area of space and set yourself up there and run missions for them. That will get you good standings improvements, and then when you're selling the loot and the salvage that you're getting from those missions, you'll be paying less monies for them. Same with if Federation Navy in Dodixie and Emperor Family in I'm not sure what the mid-master ones are. So make sure you get your standings up. Anything over 9, I believe anything over 9 level 9 points in the faction standings is enough to get the maximum reduction. You don't have to go all the way up to 100 or up to 10. Ideally, yes. If you can find a dead-end system to run it in, that can also limit the amount of jumps away that you'll get missions for. So if it's a little bit of a trek down a sort of a dead-end track, try and find a station that's down that end, because that will mean that it limits the number of stations that it will give you missions in. It's one of the reasons we set that I'm set up here. We're technically down a dead end. There's no through traffic, and there's no low-sec systems nearby, so it can't give me a mission or a burner mission out in low-sec. That just doesn't happen. It's one of the reasons why we're here. And the fact that it's down a dead end, which means there's no through traffic. Gankers don't really come down here unless they're specifically looking to gank you. So generally speaking, it's a pretty nice area of space to be in.
Warp drive active.
Umoka is one of the lowest Kaldari level 4s. Sorokin has several level 3 agents. You can grind standings fast. That's cool. I set up in Fontanian, which is only a couple of jumps away from Jita, but it's over a region border. So it's close enough to Jita that you can get to the trade hub, but it's far enough away that you aren't in Jita's region, which is extremely heavily populated. It does mean that you need to jump over the border to get the prices in Jita, if you want to look at what the things are, but there's plenty of tools for that. Yeah, Kadari side of the SOE epic arc, so choosing the Kaldari character at the very end will get you nice standings. Also, if you so you can do the career agent missions for each of the 3 sub-factions for each of the main factions. So if you started as a Galante character, you can go to the starter systems, the career agent missions, and pick up their career agent missions. You can only do it once, but there's 3 starter systems for each main faction. So technically, if you really want to grind some standings, because those missions do give you half decent standings, the idea is to get people started with decent standings, but actually you can go away and do that. That can be a thing as well.
Warp drive active. Autopilot engaged.
So yeah, that's another way of grinding some standings quickly. Also, if you find someone that is willing, you can just join their fleet and gain standings that way. So if someone's just willing to have you along grinding and for standings boosts, you can just be in their fleet to get standings, which is also a thing. So, for example, it's quite. I've done it relatively frequently when people want a standings boost. I just go, yeah, come join my fleet, and they just sit in the station. They sit in the home station where I hand all the missions in, and they get loads of standings as I'm running level 4s on stream. I mean, I'm usually fine to do that, but yeah. The lower tensions will scale standing grind. That is true. Excuse me, the coughing. I've done a lot of talking over the last few days. I'll have a bit of quiet time tomorrow when I'm working from home, so. Right, we are docked up here. Exclamation mark play, get yourselves into the marbles giveaway. We will be doing that as soon as we've docked up with the Noctis. I'm just going to finish this bit and piece.
Adverts started for 90 seconds.
Upside down, I have 15 Kara support missions to Shima. Perfect. They made mining missions a lot better, yes. So mining missions do a lot better standing improvements now as well. Mr. Knight, welcome on in. Exclamation mark player, get yourselves in. We will do the marbles directly. Oh, itchy. But yeah. Any further questions, obviously join my in-game channel. If you don't know how to join an in-game channel, look on the Neocom on the left-hand side. You will see something labeled chat channels. That will bring up a list of channels that you can join. Chat channels. Just type in my in-game channel name in there, which you could copy and paste from exclamation mark. See there. Join Sniper's Nest without the quotation marks. It will find the channel for you. Just join. You can join the channel and ask questions away in there. Absolutely fine. Also ask questions with Discord as well. Again, absolutely fine. They are places that are designed and meant to be shared, joined, people to use. Skin purchasing, trading, fit linking, assistance, all of that. All of that and above. That's the whole point of these channels. Is to make, they're there to be used. Please don't feel afraid to not use them. And I would hope everybody behaves themselves in the channel. If I find out that anybody's being nasty in there, then they'll have me to answer to. I should hope that goes without saying.
Warp drive active.
But that's what they're there for. The Discord's there for exactly the same reason. The in-game chat channels, the in-game Sniper's Nest is exactly for the same reason. You want me to behave? Well, just no bullying. Gentle rib-taking and a little bit of banter is absolutely fine, but I'm assuming that everybody knows the line. Eve is quite the welcoming place compared to some of the other channels, but sometimes it needs to be said. It can be joined and be very silly. That's absolutely fine. I've already done on these two tunes. The extended events tracks have been done on these two tunes already. We did them both on Monday stream. We took them both out in. Well, I started off in a Vindicator on Sniper with a Y, and then moved to a Damnation to support Sniper with an I to do their side of things. But we managed to get them both done in about 4 hours. So that's pretty good. And the extended track will be done on my Nullsec tune tomorrow. So, yes. So I plan on doing it. Just because it's there and it's content and I can do it. I can show off how to do it for people. Bear in mind that there are similar. The content to this year's Winter Nexus, apart from the Yule lads, is quite similar to last year's Winter Nexus. Especially the way that combat sites are run. The scanning sites changed a bit, but the combat sites are pretty much the same. So learning it now will be similar to what you have to do next year, probably. He says that, and then I'll go and change it completely. But warping in, shooting some ships, then waiting for the battleship to come in, shooting the battleship, looting the battleship for the rewards, and then moving on to the next site is how it's worked for the last two Winter Nexuses. So, likely to stay in the same way. And having to chase around the storms as they wiggle their way through space. What's quite interesting is the fact that my three characters, their home systems were right in the middle of the storm at the start of the event. So literally, I had storms on my doorstep when the event started. That was quite fun. All right, Gon, thank you very much. Cheers for being the first one here. Appreciate it, buddy. Thank you. Thank you. Exclamation mark play, though, to get yourselves into the marbles giveaway. We are literally about to dock up and get that started. As it is that time. I'll tell you if you win. Gon doesn't play Eve. He is one of my moderators from before I was playing Eve. So I have no problem with people that don't play Eve joining the marbles giveaway. Just make sure that you speak up and let me know that you don't play. Either when it's time for the prizes to be claimed or before. And we can just roll you on to the next person. That's not a problem. But If you want to join just for the marbles content, that is also absolutely fine. Exclamation mark play, get yourselves in. We shall move on over to the marbles. There you go. Get yourselves in there now, whilst the going is good. I'm just going to make sure that the tracks and wheels are ready to go for the next part. As I urinate publicly. Right. Exclamation mark play, please. Exclamation mark play, please. Get yourselves into the giveaway. Quick rundown of this track, because we haven't seen this before, but it looks quite interesting. I like it. Got a little bit, it's called A Rising Elite's Adorable Ancient Adventure. 34 review in so far. Exclamation mark play, make sure you get in. We've got a big funnel to get things started, then down through the center of a track with a split. They come across each other with spirals on each side into very fast spinners. Hopefully that's not fatal. I can't see if they're... hopefully they're covered. Because that's a super fast... they are covered. You can't really see... You can see it from this angle against the background. They're covered all the way up to the left as well, which is really good. That's fine. So nobody should get chucked out there, but it should mix things up quite spicily. Right, up through the lifts. The end of the lifts are covered as well, which means that people should come out there fairly quickly. Then into the staggered walls, over the double water wheels, then into some further splits. Left-hand track, or the outside track on each one, takes you through some spirals and up into a lift here. The middle track takes you straight into a lift, then right up into the top of some spirals at the top there. Middle central tracks, again straight into lifts, into some spirals too. So the full set of spirals, then everybody comes down through the areas. The inside tracks take you through over some bobbles. Everyone else goes around those into the funnels. Funnel over some more bubbles into a lift. Then all three tracks converge into one of the big airbrushes, the hairbrush funnels, down into the last plate at the bottom. Then we have 4 tracks to split everybody out with concentric spinners there. Then finally over, are they pegs or bubbles? They're pegs. Finally over the pegs, then into the sliding staircase, taking everybody up. Hopefully nobody falls out. And then finally into the speed boosts to go through the uprights for the finish. That looks quite a nice track. I'm quite liking this one. Morgan, welcome on in. Exclamation mark play, get yourselves in. We've got 35 people in so far. That's if everybody finishes, that's prizes for 1st, 31st, 10th, 20th, 30th, and 35th. That's if everybody finishes, of course. Exclamation mark play. If you're not sure if you entered or not yet, type it again. Get yourselves in there. Exclamation mark play. Go, 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 go. Everyone just type it again, just in case. Go for it. It doesn't kick you back out again. Got ships on the wheel to give away. We've got skins, 50 million ISK for every 10th place finisher, and also the last place finisher as well. So why not? Free stuff. I'm giving away free stuff as a thank you for watching me. I would say you don't get that on any channel, but you literally get that on nearly every channel. Okay. Off we go, down through the races. Everyone's into the funnels. Who's going to get... I'm not sure how effective that will be, but everybody's out of the get everybody out of the funnel. Geldream is out first. Nice. Clear. I'm out second, but Kaz, Mother Quokka, and a whole bunch of other people are out there. My username gone is last with James PKR on the other side. They split it out 50-50. They're going down through the spirals. Who's going to come out to and face the super fast spinners first? Chaos and Bangin' Shoe. There's Geldream on the left-hand side. Hits the spinners. Spat out in the correct direction. Nicely done. Some people are spat out backwards. It's all going on here. But Geldream is up first on this side. Chaotic 15, Cavell, Mother Quokka on the near side. Boogar is there. Geldream hits the water wheel first, closely followed by Alchemist. It's going to be a race against those. Boogar AU on the near side here, which is to get up into the water wheel. Sparkittles on the far side in 4th place. Exhale, Chaotic 15, Phase Wolf, Mazzoloni, Outreamer, Geth Gaming, Cavell, Mother Quokka, Mr. Knight, Nuragel, Kem Fins and Latra, James PKR, Zindonis, Saviak, Stoffel, Azak, Hot Calicoca, Morgan, my name is gone. My username is gone. Twitch Boy, Mr. Myself, Akaz, Nizam Vasilov, Gwoden Clay, Seveno, and Alandar. There you go. I've gone through everybody. Meanwhile, everybody is trying to get down. Geldream and Alchemist are still fighting out. Sparkittles is there now in 3rd place. Chaotic 15 in 4th. They're all coming towards the brush funnel to get down to the last part of the track. The world record is still 27 seconds away. There's still time for people to make their change. Alchemist getting out with a very favourable drop out of the brush spinner. Eggshell's there as well on the second track. Geldream is following Alchemist and Eggshell at the moment. Who's going to get the most favourable run through the pegs? Eggshell is overtaken. Alchemist is overtaken. It looks like it's Alchemist's to lose at this point. As long as he can navigate those sliding stair climb, he's there. It's his to lose now. Eggshell is in 2nd. Geldream is in 3rd. Sparkittles is also in 3rd. They're neck and neck. There goes Alchemist to win the spin on the wheel. Eggshell is in 2nd. Congratulations. Sparkittles and Geldream. Geldream 3rd, Sparkittles is in 4th. Now it's going to be down to who finishes in 10th place. Boogar and Stoffel finish in 5th and 6th. Dun, 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 dun. But it's James PKR in 10th place officially according to the track record. Everybody else is still coming through. Mother Quokka is still there. Nobody's died just yet. I think we're going to get a full house finish actually. As long as the big wall of flame doesn't alert already. Alandar and Clay are in danger of being burnt alive over here. Mother Quokka and Seveno are going to finish. But Clay and Alandar are probably going to be burnt alive. There they go. For the only 2 non-finishers in the race, everybody managed to survive the track. That was quite a nice one. I'm going to favourite that. We'll play that one again at some point. But congratulations, Alchemist 1206. There we go. First points of the season for you. Out of 7 races, but first points of the season. Congratulations, Alamol. Thank you. 10th place goes to James PKR. Exclamation mark IGN in chat, please, James. 20th place goes to Zindonis. Again, IGN in chat for me, please. And Captain Riker in 30th. And in final place, our newest Eve member, Mother Quokka, gets also 15 million in ISK. So please, Mother Quokka, please put your in-game name into the channel so we can give you a prize. Oh, there we go. You have to remember your in-game name now to make sure that you can get the monies. Somebody very kindly have a pancake giveaway from Phase Wolf. We'll add that Bargeist to a wheel to make sure that it's given away correctly. But thank you very much, Phase Wolf, for that. We'll make sure that it's given away appropriately. I'll add it to... I might add it to the golden wheel. We'll see. So it's given away with the... it's given away with it when I make Eve partner. Fingers crossed. Touch wood. By your in-game character name, please, Mother Quokka. If you want to register it, do what James PKR did in the chat above. Type !IGN space followed by your in-game character name, and then it will remember it next time you type !IGN, and that goes across all channels that have that bot, which is pretty much every single Eve channel. So please, if you take advantage of that, then it will remember your name for future giveaways. And then next time somebody asks for the IGN, you'll remember that it's your in-game name. That's it. Perfect. That's now registered. It's in the bag, surely. I don't know. I've applied. I've had rejections. I've applied and had nothing. I've applied and... yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see, James. We'll see. I'm hoping. The channel has definitely grown in the last few months. So, I'm keeping my fingers crossed, put it that way. Right, head on to the giveaway wheel. For the giveaway. Right, who is going to win it? Well, sorry, not who's going to win it. What are you going to win? That's more accurate. Nadia. Alchemist. And you'll get there. And the winner is... Alchemist has won a... Caracal Navy issue. Congratulations. Split that stack so I don't give you two. Next, Sniper Grizz stream giveaway. Let's move you over to EVE Online so you can see what I'm doing. Contract is up for a week. You know the deal. You've won so much stuff off me at the moment, and pretty much half your hangar is probably as from me. Caracal Navy issue in GTER. That contract is up for 7 days, so log in over the next 7 days, accept the contract. You know the deal. On Caracal Navy issue, pretty nice ship actually. Pretty useful for running stuff in. Bonuses to rapid light missiles, heavy missiles, and heavy assault missiles. And also bonus to heavy assault missiles radius. So make sure you're using heavy or heavy assault on that. You know the deal. Congratulations. I'm going to get rid of that exclamation mark play. There we go. Right. For everybody else. 10th place goes to... I have to remember everybody now. James PKR, thank you very much, James. Everybody has put their IGNs in, so you don't need to repeat it. It's absolutely fine. I've seen everybody's IGNs. I know you've done that for me already, so thank you very much. So I will just scroll up the chat and pull those names off. So please don't worry about doing it again.
I think I might just put a knife in it. I think that's a really good idea. See if it works. Oh yes, it does. Beautifully.
Look out! She's back. Right, James PKR, you are 50 million-isk richer. Enjoy. 20th place goes to Zindonus. Green Zindonus. Thank you very much. Copy that. Search for that player. There's that character. Give money. 50 million Iniskis to you too. It has been a Sniper Grizz stream giveaway. Enjoy. 30th place was, I believe, Captain Riker. Yes, it was Captain Riker, which is Alyssa Hartsfield. Congratulations. Copy that. Give money. 50 million in his keys. And then finally, definitely not last but least, Mother Quokka. Make sure we get you done. Copy. Paste. Mother Quokka. I will just double check and show you off on stream. But that is your character, Mother Quokka. Is that correct? Just double checking. It's the first time you're winning. I just want to make sure that we're giving it to the right person. Because you did say there were other Mother Quokka characters in game, so I just want to make sure it's the right one. You saw her on Discord? Okay, cool. That's fine. Yep, Gleamy Silver Hair weirdo. No, that's not even remotely close to the weirdest looking character I've seen in this game. Not even close. She actually looks relatively normal. So, don't even knock it. But she will be getting 50 million ISK courtesy of the Sniper Cruise stream giveaway. There we go. Congratulations for finishing last, but finishing. 50 million, yes. That is the prize. No, 50. 50. It is the man himself, the leader of the ADFU Undocked stream team, Mr. Mad Rambo. Welcome on in, Mr. Rambo. Yes, we saw your little pacifier clip. That was rather unfortunate. But how are you doing? How was your stream? Good to see you again, buddy. Yes, the number one rule in EVE is don't fly something you can't afford to lose or not willing to lose. So don't spend it all on one ship. I still call battleship. Okay. I still call battleship. Been lurking for a while. No worries, Rambo. That's absolutely fine. Lurkers make streaming work. The fact that what was like 30, there was what 35 people in that marbles, and I think there's about 80 odd people in 75, 80 odd people in chat. Just show that half people, at least 50% are lurking, and we couldn't do it without you. But we're done. We're about to go and pass over to somebody else. Let's see who is currently streaming. We'll go to the stream ending screen. I'll pull the names. I'll pull the bits and pieces over. Right, but there we go. Thank you very much, everybody, for being here. Tomorrow, we will be out in Nullsec. So yeah, Captain Aramus, thank you very much for the sub. Followers: Moose Cankle, Claws, Wolvesbane, Corridor, and Snicker. Thank you very much. And also Mr. D for the raid after his first stream back after a good night. Thank you, Mr. Chaotic. You don't happen to be on, do you? Or are you going live a little bit later? No worries, Mark. Not tonight. No worries. Obviously part of the stream team, so it'd be nice to raid you if possible. Thank you for snoozing the ads. Whichever one of you is
Enjoy the rest of your evening, Smeghead.
Rest of my night. It's 1:30. I'm gonna finish off the watching up and then go. Right. We're going to raid Winton. We're going to raid Eve Mine 01 because a long time ago, Akikaz asked us to raid him, and he hasn't been on since. So we're actually going to go and raid him because I haven't been able to raid him since he claimed the reward. So that's been an outstanding reward for quite some time. So we're going to go straight into him. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching. It has been another good stream. That's 3 in a row this week. So thank you very much, everybody, for the support. It is definitely helping get closer to that Twitch partner goal, and hopefully even mod. Thank you, Sinatra. That's very kind. You can mod. Appreciate that. Also, if I miss somebody claiming that reward, if you guys shout it out, that would be really helpful. But yeah. Okay. But we're done for tonight. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching. I shall be back again tomorrow out in Nullsec. I think you should raid Sniper. I've not seen that guy streaming before. I should go and check him out. I shall be out in Nullsec tomorrow, finishing off the event track, and then maybe doing some combat explode to see how we could do it. Maybe it'd be really good if you could raid yourself and it would like double your view account. just raid yourself like 4 times and increase your viewer count like 16 times. That'd be quite good. Hacks. Don't try to multiply me. 4 Rambos. Oh my word, that'd be scary. But thank you, everybody. Hopefully, I've been learning some stuff, which has been good. I've been able to spiel off some information. But again, we shall be back again tomorrow. But until then, look after each other, fly safe, and I shall see you all again very soon. Good night.
Before you cross my mind.